Yeah. Go get some money, I gotta get me a bag, yeah, that's how I feel every day. Watch me go get it, I think it really is strange if you don't be feeling the same. Running it up, bitch, I be fucking it up, then run it up again. In love with them blues, I'm just trying to get rich, that's what it is. I've been broke before, never again, that's just common sense. Standing on business, I know I'ma go and get it, I don't care where money gets spent. Niggas be talking about killings, shit they ain't never did, just running they lips. Don't wanna deal with them, I'm off of my water, you know how I get. They won't tell you the truth, but bitch, I'ma step and go with my move, yeah. Don't wanna be involved if it don't involve me getting a new check. I'm in love with the money, I'm in love with the money, I'm in love with the money, in love with the money, I'm in love with the money, I'm in love with the money.
I've been ballin' like D-Rose, she a little bitch with my cheat code. Fuckin' off, she a free hoe, see my life's G in the green zone. I done came straight from rags to riches, turn that shit up with the baddest bitches. We in the club, throw the cash and get it. We get it back, they bad for business. They gon' think G.O.D. when we come and spray play, you ain't taming the flood. Blood in the water, my hands drippin', whole life, nigga gon' lay where he was. I just really wanna check, niggas gon' wreck, best high play in the mud. I do really wanna step high in that wet, hit it, yeah, out the buzz. Don't wanna talk on D&D, money bag, yo, no CMG. We finna blow like TNT, cash on the bed of the B&B.
I'm in love with the money, I'm in love with the money, I'm in love with the money, in love with the money, I'm in love with the money, I'm in love with the money.
Rock bottle in the track, boy.
Yeah. Go get some money, I gotta get me a bag, yeah, that's how I feel every day. Watch me go get it, I think it really is strange if you don't be feeling the same. Running it up, bitch, I be fucking it up, then run it up again. In love with them blues, I'm just trying to get rich, that's what it is. I've been broke before, never again, that's just common sense. Standing on business, I know I'ma go and get it, I don't care where money gets spent. Niggas be talking about killings, shit they ain't never did, just running they lips. Don't wanna deal with them, I'm off of my water, you know how I get. They won't tell you the truth, but bitch, I'ma step and go with my move, yeah. Don't wanna be involved if it don't involve me getting a new check. I'm in love with the money, I'm in love with the money, I'm in love with the money, in love with the money, I'm in love with the money, I'm in love with the money.
I've been ballin' like D-Rose, she a little bitch with my cheat code. Fuckin' off, she a free hoe, see my life's G in the green zone. I done came straight from rags to riches, turn that shit up with the baddest bitches. We in the club, throw the cash and get it. We get it back, they bad for business. They gon' think G.O.D. when we come and spray play, you ain't taming the flood. Blood in the water, my hands drippin', whole life, nigga gon' lay where he was. I just really wanna check, niggas gon' wreck, best high play in the mud. I do really wanna step high in that wet, hit it, yeah, out the buzz. Don't wanna talk on D&D, money bag, yo, no CMG. We finna blow like TNT, cash on the bed of the B&B.
I'm in love with the money, I'm in love with the money, I'm in love with the money, in love with the money, I'm in love with the money, I'm in love with the money.
DJ, what's up, bro? How you doing tonight, man? What's going on, everybody? Yo, some pretty fun news. It ain't nothing set in stone, man. But shout out to Blue Blood Sports TV, man, and BTRB Boxing, man. They both put out some pretty interesting news tonight. You know what I mean? We about to get into it in 1 second. Because it's the type of information to get my engine revving, boy, like a fucking NASCAR engine, boy. And I'm excited. Now, I heard somebody say some shit, you know what I mean, about the prospects of this fight. And we're gonna get into all that shit tonight, bro, because you made some decent points, but at the same time, I disagree, nigga. But we'll talk about all that later, because earlier today, I would say shit like an hour ago. Blue Blood Sports TV. Shout out to that nigga, man. He do good. He do good content. Some of his shit be a little clickbaity, but sometimes that nigga be putting out some interesting tidbits. Nigga, and sometimes they pan out, sometimes they don't, nigga. But this time, sometimes I run with them, and sometimes I don't. Well, today, nigga, he talked about a subject that I've been talking about for a while now, nigga. That I'm super interested in. The Terrence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez matchup. That I ain't gonna lie. I thought that, I mean, really, I had given up on it. Potentially, I was like, man, this shit's never really gonna happen, man. Canelo Alvarez said that Terrence Crawford moved too much, I said, oh shit, he don't want to fight him. You know what I mean? Then, but he also made some valid points though, Canelo Alvarez. You know, it's like weight classes is for a reason. That's a valid ass point, bro. You know what I mean? Because there are some crazy things about this fight that make you think, like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, think about this right now, man. Terrence Crawford is literally the best fighter in the world, but don't get credit for it. So imagine this ain't really a fight for like even me being the biggest Bud Crawford fan on the planet. This ain't really a fight for hardcore fans. You know what I mean? This still do fall into that category of like David Morrell, David Benavidez. This is one of them fan friendly fights. You know what I mean? It's a fight for the fans, but at the same time, if you are a hardcore boxing fan, you know what I mean, then you don't like this fight. You don't like this fight at all. Now, you know what I mean? You hate this fight because you think, you know what I mean, that shit, Terrence Crawford don't even get credit for accomplishing most of the shit that he did now, which is pretty fucking impressive. Like, it's a very impressive list. He don't really get credit for that. Not at no level that he should. He's just now starting to maybe get a little bit of credit, but before the Errol Spence fight, he was getting none, like, at all. Only from the only from like the Crawford fans, but like he wasn't getting. Let's keep it real. Like the media world was disrespecting him. Certain pundits was like, yeah, we rock with him, but most pundits was talking shit. All right, they were. So imagine, and you know, and again, I'm gonna stick on this point. Hardcore fans, yeah, we kind of like in today's boxing, hardcore fans is we're like shit. Our granddads, like, you know how they you sitting there with your granddad and he putting an old black and white western come on TV and he start talking about that shit and you like, this shit a little corny as hell. What the hell is you talking about? Like, that's us. That's hardcore fans. We're a dying fucking breed in boxing. Like, it is getting completely taken over by delusional casual fans, and that's a fact. Like, they're overwhelmingly taking over the sport, but they're not watching it like it's like a fight like Canelo Crawford. They're not watching this fight to be like, you know, they're not watching it to be like, hey, this is a good style versus this style, and I want to see how this fighter overcome with this fighter. No. That's how hardcores watch the fight. They're watching the fight like, oh, that's a fight. Oh, let's see who wins. Yeah, they don't care about intangibles. They don't care about skill. All they want to see is somebody get knocked out or beat up. Period. That's it. Like, that's how today's boxing fan is. So, like, but people like me who like the science of the sport, you know what I mean? You know, when you see a boxer use their IQ, use their footwork, you know what I mean? Spin a guy, turn a guy, you know, don't get cornered, fight good off the ropes, use good defense, keep your head off the line. They don't look for that. That's what hardcore fans look for. You know what I mean? And there ain't a lot of us. There's a few. If you go through all the fucking YouTube channels on this vast ass network, nigga, you will find maybe, and I'm being generous, nigga, 15 hardcore boxing fans who got like YouTube channels. Like, you know what I'm talking about? Like super hardcore fans. Like who watch all facets of the sport. I don't watch all facets of the sports. I only watch the pros and some amateurs. There are niggas that watch every facet. Amateurs, Olympics, pros, all that shit. Like, they don't miss nothing. Anything boxing related, they're there. Like, yeah, those guys, we're a dying breed. They're a dying breed. People like me who analyze boxers like crazy. Like, the fun thing of boxing to me is to analyze the fighter. That's my favorite part. Like, I like watching the actual fights. Who don't? But my favorite thing about boxing is to analyze the fighter. And then to be right when I call this certain shit out. I love that about boxing. That's my favorite thing about it. You know what I mean? And I do a ton of research because I enjoy the sport. So I research boxing from the beginning. Like, what the fuck? What is Queensberry rules? Well, who created Queensberry rules? Where all this shit come from? Who came up with the concept of boxing? How did motherfuckers fight for 26 rounds with no gloves on? That type of shit interests me. So I get into that shit real heavy. But I'm digressing. Anyway, like I was saying, Think about this right now. Let's get back to Canelo Crawford. Think about this right now. Imagine, because before I get into this, of course you all know, if you watch my channel, then you know that I definitely want Terrence Crawford to win this fight. Definitely. But if Terrence Crawford loses this fight, if he loses this fight, if Terrence Crawford loses this fight, he ain't gonna be shit. He ain't gonna be nothing. Everything he accomplished is gonna go right down the drain. They gonna say, nigga, he look at him. He was the #1 pound for pound. But they are dying to shit all over this man. They are doing it when he was accomplishing great things. Imagine. I see. We told you. We told you he wasn't shit. Y'all crowned him #1. All the shit I be saying about all the fucking hype jobs, that's what they gonna be saying about Terrence Crawford. I swear to God. Even though he accomplished all this. No, 2-time undisputed, 4-division champion. Nigga. They don't care about none of that shit. All they gonna say is, see, we told you so. Now, that's what's gonna happen. Everything he accomplished in boxing ain't gonna mean a goddamn thing. What you say, DJ? It's a retirement fight bag and a bag for Bud. Bud more credible than Mel Charlo. Fucking right he is. That nigga's a bum. He ran all night. Talked all that shit and ran all night. Talked all that shit for years. Got the fight and ran all night, nigga. Fuck out of here, nigga. You's canceled. You're a bum. We ain't seen you since, nigga. You so fucking embarrassed. Good. Keep your head in the hole. Nobody wants to see you. It make me mad when niggas even say Jamel Charlo's name. Like, what about Jamel Charlo? What about him? We ain't seen that nigga fight in 2 years. That nigga's cooked, nigga. We done seen Canelo fight 3 times since him. Like, what about him? Like, overpaid? Yeah. Nigga, hyped up? Yeah. Fought at 54 when there wasn't no real challengers? Yeah. Ducked all the tight niggas? Yeah. Oh, that Charlo? Like, I'm tired of motherfuckers giving him all the credit he get. Sorry. That's just how I feel. Jamel Charlo fans. Like, for real. But ain't nobody in here but me and you, DJ. But ain't nobody gonna believe this fight gonna happen until some shit gets signed. But the cool thing about this is the fact that they're even in, like, talking. Like, the fact that the Canelo's people's even picking up the phone. That's a good fucking sign, man. Because last year, the motherfucker seen, go back to the Berlanga fight. Because everybody asked him the last 2 fights, hey, how you feel about Crawford? He's gonna get that question. He's gonna keep getting that question. If he don't end up, it's getting so bad, I think, that even if he gets, even if we don't fight Crawford, he's gonna get Crawford gonna get his name gonna get thrown there with that Duck and Benavidez and shit. I'm telling you. Like, and I think that's starting to get to him. And I think Canelo Alvarez is thinking like, well, all right, and all that $150 million. I think Blue Blood was more right around the price. Like, $50 million seemed way more credible than $150 million. But at the same time, do you imagine if Canelo do take this fight, he is going to do everything he can to stretch the rules. Everything. Like, yeah, you're right, DJ. They'll probably pop in a minute. You know what I mean? They always miss my when I'm really cooking though. But it's cool. But what am I talking about? Oh yeah. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, all right. I lost my train of thought there for a second. But could you imagine if if Canelo actually do take this fight with Crawford, Cinco de Mayo, it's gonna be the biggest fight of the year. I don't give a fuck how many fights happen next year. There ain't nothing gonna be bigger than that. You know what I mean? There are weight classes for a reason, and Canelo Alvarez is going to use that fully to his advantage. I mean, fully to his advantage. Like, he is going to blow up as big as he can. There ain't going to be no rehydration clause. He ain't coming down. Bud's coming all the way up to 68. Watch. He going to try to bully him all over the place. But here's the thing. What's Canelo Alvarez's kryptonite? If you're a Canelo Alvarez fan, you already know what it is. Like, slick fighters. But Terrence Crawford is more than a slick fighter. Yeah, he's a puncher. That long reach, you know what I mean? You know how hard it is to go, like, for Terrence Crawford's body, because his reach is so crazy that he could catch you coming in. Like, nigga got an 82-inch reach, man. It's not fair. Like, we got 72-inch reach on that. Like, so every time you, like, Canelo would like to go for the body. Every time he gotta go for one of them hard body shots, he's gonna get countered or uppercutted. I'm just saying. Well, the shit that really ain't happening, but I'm just, it's not gonna be no cakewalk like everybody assumes it is. Everybody think Canelo Alvarez is a natural 168 pounder, and he just gonna walk right through the nigga. You know what I mean? Like and it's funny because niggas seem to forget Canelo Alvarez moved up to that weight. He a 4th division champion. This is his 4th weight class, nigga. Ain't like he been there his whole career, like for real. And he been very carefully picking his opponents, very, very carefully. I'm just keeping it 100, man. I'm not saying the nigga's not Canelo Alvarez, but that y'all still acting like he's that blitzing everything out the ring. No. The nigga getting old. Crawford getting old too, but if I gotta compare, y'all like to compare, right? Like everybody like to compare in this sport. So like if you have to compare who looks sharper at the age they are right now, and Canelo younger, yeah, it's kind of sad when you say the older nigga look sharper than the younger nigga. He do. And it ain't nothing about me, no bias in it. He do. For real. Because I like how people's opinions like to change. People's like, that's another thing about boxing that's annoying. People don't stick with their fucking fighters or their opinions. It changes like clothes. Like, you know what I mean? Like, for real. Like, one day, nigga, a motherfucker will say, Canelo will beat the fuck out of Crawford. See Canelo's fighting, then say, no, Crawford will cook Canelo. Well, why you ain't say that before the fight? What make you think that after? It's just some stuff I seen. Well, what you see? He just look older, or how they look older. They can't answer these questions. They just changed their opinion in 5 seconds just because it didn't look the way they looked. Kind of like how motherfuckers was acting after that Crawford Madrimov fight. Everybody was just like, Everybody was in there expecting a knockout, didn't get a knockout, and now he's beatable. It was funny. That's how fickle it is. Not me. I stick with my fighters. I stick with them. Win, lose, or draw. I'm gonna fuck with you. I ain't gonna throw you under the bus and be like, fuck you. No, I'm like, nigga, we'll get him next time. Even if you get done like Tim Tszyu, I'll still be like, nigga, I rock with the nigga. It is what it is, man. That was just a bad matchup. Like, like for real. I understand how you gotta be smart when you're picking your opponent, but if Crawford wants this fight so bad, a lot of people just thinking it's just for the money. And yeah, that's probably a reason, but I don't think that's the number one reason. Like Terrence Crawford is one of the got the old school mindset, nigga. He's in it for the legacy. And Canelo Alvarez is a hell of a name to have on your resume. Like, you know what I mean? That's one of them things. If he goes up there and beat him, that's like going up a couple weight classes, and he's not going up. You know what I mean? He's not going up 3 weight classes. He's going up 2 now, right? Because it's just 60 and 68. So yeah, he's not going. So yeah, he's in the that's how I look at it. Everybody say it's 3 weight classes, but it's really 2. But at the same time, it's not like it hasn't been done before, and it's not like Canelo Alvarez is just blitzing everything out of the ring. He's not. I would be nervous if it was still the same Canelo. If it was just with this Canelo that fought Kirkland, I'd be like, shit. I don't know. You know what I mean? But he ain't that Canelo no more. If you think them hooks is gonna be landing, all right. That's all I'm gonna say. Would you say, DJ? It's possible for Bud to win on points if he don't get knocked down. He's far more surgical than Canelo, and he got a chin. Like this is another thing that's funny to me. How y'all assume we just gonna knock him down? If Berlanga moving around gave Canelo problems, Crawford moving around, sticking with like, come on, man. With the speed and the power and the movement, you think Crawford going to see? This is what's funny because I've actually heard people say this before. I've heard people say that it's just going to be like the Mel Charlo fight again. He's just going to run all night. I say that's cap. I say that's pure D, 100% cap. When have you ever seen Terrence Crawford run from anybody in the ring? No matter how dangerous they were. When have you ever seen Bud Crawford not engage his opponent? Like, seriously. Yeah, make it make sense, man. That's not even his style to just run and fight off the back foot all night. His style is to bait you into throwing a punch so he can counter you. He wants you to engage. And Canelo Alvarez is going to come forward. And come forward fighters are tailor-made for Terrence Crawford. We've seen him cook him a million times. I don't give a fuck how nigga good or how hard I say Canelo is. I don't give a fuck how much I say there's weight classes for reason. There are, but I've seen plenty of niggas dominate weight classes. Dominate them. Dominate him. Like, I'm just saying. Y'all too high on these things. Sometimes scale can overcome that. The weight. Just because a nigga's bigger than me don't mean he's gonna kick my ass. I beat a lot of motherfuckers that weigh more than me in fights. Like, I'm just saying, like, that actually easier fights than motherfuckers that's my size. Like, the bigger guy ain't always the better guy. Like, okay, you're bigger than me. You're not faster. You're not more skilled. You don't have better footwork. See that? And I got better defense than you. See how many tools I got in my toolbox? Now, how many do Canelo Alvarez have? I'm just saying, man. I'm just happy that the fight is happening. They're talking. I believe they're talking. I don't care what the haters say or what other niggas got to say. Niggas trying to say I'm ruining my brand. Like, I'm saying the fight's actually happening. No, I'm not. I'm saying, nigga, I've heard, nigga, another channel who got 600,000 subscribers, nigga. All type of brand deals and shit. No actual people behind the scenes in the sport that I'll never know. Saying the nigga they talking. He heard a YouTuber put it up there. Nigga called a nigga who know a nigga who know a nigga. They said, yeah, nigga, it's in talks. That's not saying the fight's made. That's saying they're talking. And the fact that they're talking gives me something to talk about. And I'm going to talk about it. And I don't care if people listen. Like, you know what I mean? But I don't think this is a bad fight for Crawford. I don't think this is a bad matchup. I don't think this is a like some nigga said. Nigga, if Crawford fans is delusional, this is a fight for delusional Crawford fans. Like, he just knows for a fact that Canelo Alvarez is going cooking. You was the same nigga, because I told you I follow these niggas. You was that same nigga that said Errol Spence was going to cook Crawford. So you already, your bias is showing. We seen how that turned out, and nigga, you was sick. A lot of y'all were. A lot of y'all YouTube channels were. So all y'all niggas make these little things now, trying to take these little shots at Crawford and shit now because Canelo's name is getting put next to him. Oh, if Spence would have went up to 54, then Crawford would have had to fight Boots. Boots would have got his ass whooped. Stop saying Boots and Crawford. Stop. And then they keep saying it after the fact that niggas know that he ducked Terrence Crawford 2 times. Not once, 2 times. They don't want to bring that up, though. But they ain't got nobody to say Terrence Crawford ducks. So they try to say Boots' name. Who's ducking Boots, man? Come on, man. This nigga don't even know what division he want to fight in. He looked so bad in his last couple fights. Get the fuck out of here. Like, you know? Oh, yeah, I'll drop the link, DJ, for sure. I thought I already did. Yeah, I'll put it up, man. We could talk, man. Let's talk. Because I think this is very, very interesting news. Is it credible? I don't know. I don't give a fuck. But I'm going to talk about it. What the fuck do I have to lose? If it don't happen, it don't happen. If it do happen, fucking yeah. I'm just going to rub it in a couple motherfuckers' faces. If it don't happen, I'm going to be like, okay, it didn't happen, nigga, but I still enjoyed the speculation of it, the hype of it. You know what I mean? The excitement it draws. We did this for Errol Spence and Crawford for 5 fucking years, but I can't talk about Spence and Canelo for 5 minutes without somebody hating. Nigga, that shit's funny as hell to me. Let me talk about whatever the fuck I want to talk about. Who cares if it's set in stone or 1,000% true? All I know that if a motherfucker with 600,000 subscribers runs with it, nigga, then that's nigga. He's not too much of a liar. Everything he's saying truth, nigga, but nigga, but nigga, I believe that. Well, this time, nigga, was fact. And then just because it's Crawford, because, nigga, I believed that before he said this. I was talking about this before. Like, man, I've been hearing all over the place that they like really be in talks. I've been saying this before. Blue said that. It just gives what I said credibility. With my speculating. I was speculating this, and it gave me credibility. You know what I'm saying? What's up, DJ?
How are you, Punch?
I'm good, man. How you feeling?
I'm good. It's New Year's Eve here. Yeah, New Year's Eve.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So we're, as you know, we're about, 12, 14 hours or something there in front of you boys.
Yeah, our New Year's Eve is tomorrow. It's 11 o'clock here, 11 p.m.
What do I want to say about this? Canelo, but first of all, I want to make
Just the fact that they're in talks. Do you believe that or not?
Well,
because I've been saying that for a while now.
I want you to work with me if you can, because I'm going somewhere with it, right? Other than Usyk, what two, and maybe in a way, right? What two superstar boxers earn the right to do whatever the hell they want at this stage of their career? Canelo and Bud, right?
Canelo and Bud and shit on the surface, Javante Davis, but I'm not so sure no more.
Yeah, well, for different reasons, I would agree that Tank's a big enough draw card that he could go and do whatever he wants and still be in the black by way of, you know, pay-per-view numbers and those sorts of things. But when you look across the landscape of boxing and you say, well, whether you want to call it pound for pound or you just look at the top 3, 4, 5 that have earned the right, and I think that's the key, right? You've earned the right over a period of time to do whatever the hell you want within reason, right? Canelo's allowed to fight tomato cans, right? Now, as much as you hate that or we're disappointed in that, sometimes he's kind of still earned the right to do it. What's he had? 62 fights, something like that. But
I complain more about Tank's opponents than Canelo's, because I can honestly say one thing I can say about Canelo. At least the dudes he do fight are like contenders you've heard of. Like, you know what I mean?
Yep. So
like everybody knew who Munguia was, everybody knew who Canelo, Berlanga was, and everybody knew who John Ryder was, because John Ryder was extremely famous over there in England. I didn't know that.
Well,
we don't know who he is that much over here, but he's pretty popular overseas.
Well, unfortunately, Munguia is going to be better known for actually getting his ass whooped.
Now he is, but when he fought Canelo, he was 40-0, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but and then to the best of your understanding, how often or how does the 3% sanctioning body fee work? Is that 3% of the bag each time that the belt owner or title owner fights?
I could tell you this. I know that when Haney became undisputed, he paid like 100-something thousand. When Crawford became undisputed, he paid like 100-something thousand for all 4 of the belts. So I'm thinking that each one of them is like 25 bands, somewhere around there, $25,000 per sanctioning body per belt.
Yeah, I thought it was about 3%.
And I do know from I seen, you know, my family my mom liked to watch those little court shows, and I seen Shane Mosley's baby mama suing, and she got a belt for each kid, and each belt was valued at $1 million. I didn't know them belts was that valuable.
Well, the belts have got history, like long history, and I don't think in this day and age that some of the promoters or the fighters actually value that. At least as I'm starting to get my head in the game and learn a little bit more, it's just disappointing that money and convenience seem to outweigh the history of what some of these belts actually should stand for. But that's a different conversation.
So, that, bro. Well, you remember, DJ, we didn't see, like, you know, I don't know when did you start watching boxing? You've been watching boxing over 10 years?
On and off. Remembering though too that the access to boxing was very limited. Like, you know, I'm mid-40s, so, you know, when I'm growing up as a teenager or something like that, if it wasn't an Australian fight that you could go and watch on a Sunday afternoon at the pub with your mates, was very rare that you could go and see all the world title fights around the world, whether it was in the US, UK, wherever it was, right? So there was limited. So it's really only become more accessible in the last 10, 15 years with pay-per-views. I mean, Australia's a big country, but a small population, right? So if it wasn't on, because we didn't have the equivalent of...
How much of the country is desert, man? That's because half that fucking country is a giant fucking desert. How much of the country is the outback?
Oh,
Is that like
at
30% of the fucking country?
yeah, or at least
Jeez. So it's like a gigantic chunk, or there would be like a lot more people there. There is a pretty beautiful place.
it's the most desolate, arid, hottest places on the planet. You don't go and visit the desert here unless you're actually driving through it, or I don't know. You want to build a solar farm or
Yeah, we
something.
got a
But
couple
look,
of deserts in America, but they ain't nothing like the deserts of the outback or like the Sahara. Those are real deserts. Here we get our shit is playground deserts compared to that shit.
so where I was getting to, so if we make
Oh
point
yeah,
number
that's
one,
why I was gonna say I'm sorry. The reason I asked you, I know I'll be all over the place with my questions. The reason I asked you that about boxing was where I was going with that was that when I was about I would say 12 years old. Riddick Bowe had to have a mandatory fight against somebody he didn't want to fight. All right, and he had just beat Evander Holyfield for the undisputed title, and he didn't want to fight the mandatory fight. He wanted to fight Holyfield, so he went on live TV at a press conference, held the belt up in the air, WBC title. It was fairly new at this time, and threw that bitch in the trash. That's when I knew that I never seen nothing like that before in my life. I'm like talking about, imagine I'm a 12-year-old kid, love boxing. So when I see somebody disrespect the title like this, it blew me away. In my mind, that was like throwing away a Super Bowl ring. You know what I mean? So I couldn't believe what I seen. So when I started seeing, I started thinking like, damn, they don't have that. They got that much disrespect for a world title. When you all you be hearing is what every fighter wanted to be what a world champion. So to see one throw his belt in the trash, it fucked me up, DJ. You know what I mean? So
yeah, yeah. Look, you're
now when you see this today with these fighters not caring about fighting they mandatories, vacating when they have to, having belts created for them, bro. Today we get a belt for everything. Every fight, nigga, there's a different type of belt they standing there with. Like, you know what I mean? I don't understand what the point is. Is that the sanctioning bodies trying to get more money out the fighters, or do the fighters not pay for those belts when they trying to put them up for? Remember that freedom belt we talked about with the slaves and chains and shit on it? We're like, what the fuck are they even making that belt? And they took that shit down real quick because everybody went crazy. Like, that's what I'm talking about. Do they pay for those, or do they give those as like for the occasion? Is that why it's created? Like, do they defend these fucking belts, or y'all just making like they're making belts for occasions? That's where we are now. So I think to solve that problem, DJ, we need to. It probably won't happen, but one division, one belt, one division, one champion.
well. The problem doesn't go
That
away
one
because
champ, like you know how, cause you know how
the
you get like a nigga's name and he'll be ranked in all four sanctioning
yep,
bodies. That's the
yep.
bullshit I'm talking about.
Well, it actually really doesn't matter whether you've got 1 or 8 belts. It's what the sanctioning body values their principles on. If one division and one belt and that particular sanctioning body doesn't value themselves and they're all about money and convenience, the problem doesn't go away with what we're seeing, and it certainly
Like,
doesn't hold fighters accountable. But what I guess the reason I asked about the sanctioning fees, right, is that,
I know it's between 15 and 20 grand, bro. The fees.
well, yeah, okay, but I'll run that down and I'll do a little bit of homework on it, because I thought it was just going to be a percentage of the bag or the takings, right?
I think that would be worse to take a percentage. I would rather take a flat rate than give you a percentage of my money. Because what if I do a fight for $25 million? Now I gotta give you 3% of that? Oh hell no!
Yes,
You know what I mean?
yes.
So like, I think that's way worse. You're getting way more
Well,
of my money. So I think you would get. I think they just probably got a
but
set price on them. Like, you know what I
but
mean? Set rate
and
on them.
I'm happy to be wrong, right?
Don't
Um,
you think that would be fucked up?
well, but wouldn't that explain some of the behaviour that you're seeing, though?
It
Like
would.
when you see some
It
sanctioning
would.
bodies just randomly strip people, don't strip people when they're supposed to strip them. So if you
Yeah, letting some
assume,
champions not fight for 2 years and keep belts, that's bullshit.
and if it is a percentage, there's no, when you have a look at Canelo and the amount of views and money and bag that he actually develops, it would make sense not to strip him, right? Because you're only doing yourself out of money if that's your primary care factor as a sanctioning body. So when we look at Bud and Canelo, first of all, I'm gonna say a couple of things. You got two men that reserve the right to fight each other if they want to, regardless of what anyone else thinks. If it's a very financially profitable fight, well, good on them, right? Because they're at the end of their careers. None of them are poor. They probably don't need the money, but that's not the point when you're fighting at their age with their legacy. Now, when you have a look at what would be dependent on rehydration and those sorts of things, the argument can be made that Usyk just came in at 226 and Fury came in at 280 something. So there's 60 pounds difference.
Well, yeah, that's a
So
scary thing about heavyweight, though, bro. There ain't no weight limit up there.
I get that, but it's still relevant when people want to have the argument and say that weight limits are divisions are for a reason. I get that, based on safety and those sorts of things and fairness on the night, so that you've got, supposedly two guys that weigh the same in the ring together. But that hasn't been the case realistically for years anyway, because they've not done same-day weigh-ins. So once that went out the window, the belief is that they're actually coming in at that weight on that day, and they're just not. Some go balloon up, some don't go up. So when you talk about on paper the difference of 12 pounds,
Yeah,
54 to 168,
yeah,
right? 12 pounds when you look at many other fights that are taking place, that's 12 pounds on paper. That's not 12 pounds after rehydration, depending on how much both
yeah.
of them put
I
on.
mean, Canelo's going to probably come in at about 175 pounds, 180 pounds, somewhere around there. Crawford will probably come in at like 172 or something like that.
Right. So the argument about the actual weight difference becomes null and void on paper is my point, because the real weight difference is what they weigh on the night. And even if there is a reasonable difference in weight, there's some that actually have the skills and the IQ and the skills to manage that weight difference, which I think Crawford could be able to do it. He's one of those few. And you can't complain. You can't have it both ways and complain that someone's a little bit heavier on a night, but then you watch heavyweights or, all these other sanctioning bodies that don't have rehydration clauses, and they don't openly advertise who weighs what on the night. I mean, how many fights have we watched this year where it's easy to see that someone's easy 10-pound heavier than the other on the night? It
Yeah,
sticks out. So I don't
Ramos
put
Davis, that stuck out. Ramos weighed in skinny as hell and showed up looking like a totally different person. He put on so much weight.
Well, who was it? Keyshawn and Lemos.
Sean Davis and Ramos, yeah. Ramos came in at what, 160? Then he weighed in like 14 pounds over and then came in at like 160, like fuck it. And still got knocked out in 3 rounds.
My point is that there was and should be weight differences for a reason, but
Yeah,
because
it
it's
matters. But it
it's
don't matter.
loose now,
Like,
the principles of those divisions have been diluted because of the rules have been diluted. It's not same day weigh-ins. Some people get rehydration clauses, others don't. So you gotta give Bud a little bit of credit on his intelligence to say, well, I'm sure if he thought it was too dangerous for him by way of weight, he wouldn't take the fight.
yeah, he wouldn't take the fight. He wouldn't be so adamant on this fight. Say everybody is saying this is what people don't seem to get about Terrence Crawford. When you keep saying he's gonna lose, It just keep motivating. They did the same thing with the same conversation and the same build up is happening that happened with the Spence fight, man. The same speculation, all that, and all you got on the end is Terrence Crawford getting shitted on by media and fans all over again, just like it was with Spence. And that shit motivates that dude, bro. And I'm just saying, I'm not gonna be surprised if Crawford come out and outpoint him. I don't think he's gonna knock Canelo Alvarez out because nobody been able to knock Canelo Alvarez out. But I know what Canelo Alvarez's kryptonite is. and Terrence Crawford got the skills and the tools to beat Canelo Alvarez. Now I ain't gonna say he's guaranteed to because Canelo Alvarez is dangerous as fuck, but he's not that. If this, like I said this earlier, you was listening. If James Kirkland, if this was that Canelo that knocked out James Kirkland, I'd be nervous. Nigga, like, oh man, I don't know, bud. You don't know you want to be fucking with this motherfucker, but this ain't that Canelo. So like that's why I think he got a chance. But if this was that one, I swear to God, I'd be like, I don't know. Like, but like it's like you said, they both getting older. This is probably like a retirement fight, but two niggas that's not nowhere near retirement though. Neither one of them for real. 135, 138. Ain't that old, but they damn near at the end of their careers for sure. You know, but I think this is one of them situations where Canelo's tired of being asked. You know what I mean? And Crawford's tired of being doubted. And it makes for that makes for an interesting matchup to me. Like I'm in it for that. You know what I'm saying, DJ?
Well, look, after the fight, well, first of all, they got to sign the contract to make it official. That's the first thing.
Yeah,
because
I think I think that money talk, bro. But
yeah,
like,
it does.
you posed a very interesting question in the group chat, bro. Very interesting.
What's that?
Like, would they be able? Would PPZ and the Zone be able to make a deal for this fight? And I say, hell yeah. Everybody want to get paid.
Well, Canelo's not exclusive to PBC, so he can really do whatever the hell he wants.
Whatever the hell he wants, like that way. Yeah, he's not contractually obligated to nobody.
But my point is now that you've got
Alvarez, Terrence Crawford could probably generate with Pacquiao and Floyd did, right? Possibly.
Well, bottom line is you got 90% of your decent fighters now going over to the Zone. That's 10. The 10% is PBC.
Yeah, they welterweights over there. But other than that, you don't got a nice table.
So if you're just looking at, if you're Canelo and you're just looking at where your next fight might come from,
the Zone got Shakur Stevenson. If they can get their hands on somebody like David Benavidez, then I'll know they for real. Shakur was a big pickup, but I don't that's the biggest one I seen them get. Boost didn't really matter to me. But Shakur, that was like, wow. I didn't think Matchroom was going to get this. Like, was going to get him.
Well, think about time, right? Shakur left Top Rank, what, 6 months ago?
Yeah.
I wonder if he would have left Top Rank if Shakur had known that Bob was going to move over there under the Zone.
I don't think so.
See my point, right? So Shakur's a good get, and the reality is they don't need David Benavidez. They just don't.
That would be a huge gain if they got him.
Well, there's not.
Oh, that'd be a huge gain.
Is he? I mean, I'm still waiting to see what the rest of
David Benavidez is proven, bro. Like, he's proven.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
It's one of them weird ass circumstances of being a 2-time champion, losing the belt but never losing to an opponent. That's very different. You don't see that often in the sport. Like a person that's a 2-time champion in the same division but lost his belt twice but never to an opponent.
Yeah, but something was fucked up there because
and he fought everybody at 168. Like, who else do they gotta beat? Like, they get to make you to convince you. Like,
well, the thing was,
like Caleb Plant cooked him, Darrell cooked him. Everybody who was tied at 168, everybody except Canelo Alvarez beat all their asses and beat them all convincingly too. Like, come on, man.
You might have missed something that flew under the radar.
What?
Well, every time that David was asked the same question, and Samson was asked the same question. They had two completely polar opposite answers. So his manager and him just weren't on the same page while all that bullshit was happening. So I'm wondering whether that might have had something to do with the disruption of the 12 to 18 months that was David Benavidez in around those belts and losing them. But look, you can only
Well,
speculate.
no, the first time he lost it because he came in overweight. You know, if you come in overweight, you lose your belt.
Yeah, and
then he was he failed drug test, snorting coke, not a PED, but like a drug test.
it wasn't coke, was it? It was THC. It was pot.
No, it was coke.
Oh, okay.
He was partying a little too hard. Hey, do what you want to do, bro. You just gotta be careful because you got a fight coming up. So why you fucking around? But why you got a fight coming up? It's the dumbest shit in the world. So he was young. He learned. Like, you know what I mean? Young motherfucker, you gotta learn. You gonna learn. You know, he was young as shit. So yeah, have fun, motherfucker. But be smart.
But look, that bottom line for fans, that'll be something to look forward to. Like when you push all the dust and speculation aside, if the contract gets signed, right, and we get to see Bud and Canelo fight in May, I'm not complaining, right? I'll watch that fight, no problem at all.
Because we ain't never getting Benavidez Canelo, man. We might as well give up on that pipe dream. That shit ain't happening. If we fight Crawford, he gonna get a bag big enough. Canelo's out the door after that.
Well, I'm not even sure. It's not that
Both
it's a
out the door.
rumor, and I'm not going to make a statement. But if you're Canelo and you see $50 or $60 million bag, right, and then you look ahead and you go, well, what am I going to do next? Well, the next fight I get, be lucky to get half of that. Maybe it's enough for him. And look, if it is a tight contest, maybe they'll run it back. So there's another $50, $60 million. So
yeah, if it's a good ass fight, I think they'll get another $50 million. Like, what's up, rematch?
look, I'm very confident that he will. All I need to see from Bud, right? I'm okay if he loses, right? That's not going to keep me awake at night. It'll be disappointing, but I'm okay if he loses.
Yeah,
but all his
pissed off, but I was excited for a rematch. I ain't gonna be like the Spence motherfuckers was, though. Who can just get back? You'll get back. Like, no. I'm like, damn. I won't bet nobody though. I'm not gonna bet on this fight if it do happen. I won't bet at all. That tell you I'm unsure.
Think about if two superstars walk out of the game on the same day after a mega fight. That would be a bad way to retire.
I mean, this is one of them things where it's interesting because we got the best fighter in the world fighting the most popular fighter in the world. And I'm gonna just tell you, usually the most popular fighter don't win. I've seen this before. I've seen this with Mayweather and Pacquiao. I've seen this with Marvin Hagler and Sugar Ray Leonard. I've seen it too many times in my life. I've seen it with Mike Tyson and Lennox Lewis. I've seen it too many times. The popular guy rarely wins. Sometimes he wins, but most times he don't. I've seen this against Macho Camacho and Julio Cesar Chavez. Those are all fights when the best fighter in the world fought the most popular fighter. All right, you know what I mean? And every single time, who won? Yeah, the best fighter.
Look,
the best fighter in the world, because the best fighter in the world is never the most popular fighter, right? That's rare. It rarely happens. Sometimes it happens, but it don't happen often. Like I can say, Muhammad Ali, Julio Cesar Chavez, Roy Jones, Mike Tyson. No, he wasn't the best fighter in the world. His time till Holyfield came around. Yeah, he was. So I'll give him that.
Eventually, unfortunately and this happens in all
Deontay Wilder wasn't the best fighter, but he was the most popular for sure.
Yeah, but remember though too that people are weird. Like they get impatient. They want to see someone win all the time. They want to back a winner, but if they win too often, too easy, they get impatient, and then they start turning on them and go, you know what?
That's what happened.
I want to see you get beat now. It's happened to all of the superstar athletes over forever.
Look at Tom Brady. Hate him. Win too much.
Chicago Bulls with Jordan.
You wasn't a Jordan. You hated him. I was a Michael Jordan fan though. I loved him. He was awesome.
Tiger Woods. you know, all of these just out and out
I was
above.
super excited for Tiger Woods too. Never seen a black guy like be that good in golf. So I was like, yeah. I ain't gonna fuck about golf until him. I ain't gonna lie. I started buying the video game. I didn't understand golf. Oh, DJ, I bought a rugby game today. I'm going to tell you that. I'm gonna figure out see watching the sport still confuses the shit out of me, but I think if I play the game about the sport, like I'll understand it better. And I did that with hockey, I did that with golf, you know what I mean? I did that with soccer. So I'm sure rugby gonna be the same way. Cause I ain't understand them fucking sports just watching them. I was so confused. Then I played the games about the sports and I'm like, oh, this is how you play this shit. So now I played my first game today and I'm understanding it now. Yeah. I'm still trying to get it down, but yeah. We're gonna be able to have a real rugby conversation with you, and I can't do it from just watching live matches. I'm too confused. I don't know what the fuck's going on, man.
Well,
like I seen somebody kick the ball, like you know what I mean, and then run underneath it and catch it and score.
Yeah,
I'm like, what the fuck was that? Like
chip and chase.
And then I seen somebody like get it, toss it up in the air. Like, you know what I mean? And then, like, run under it, catch it, but, like, barely catch it, but it was still a touchdown. Like, he didn't catch it completely. He just touched it in the end zone. It was a touchdown. I was like, that's a touchdown? He didn't catch it. It looked like he caught it, but it looked like he missed it. I was confused. Like, I was so confused, DJ.
Just my advice, or what I do is I learn one or two rules really well before I try to learn all of the rules, if that makes sense. Because otherwise, it just becomes too overwhelming.
Look, yeah, there was a lot going on in that sport.
Yeah. Look, it actually isn't that complex. It would be less complex than some of the NFL rules.
All right, so when the dude kicked it and then went and caught it, the crowd went crazy. It was for a touchdown, whatever the hell it was. They went nuts. I'm like, well, what was that? That was cool. Like, I didn't think that was legal. So you can kick the ball forward, but you can't throw it forward.
Correct.
Or you got to the side.
No, hang on. Well, let me explain this rule so that you know this one. So the ball can't travel forward out of the hands. So, right? So because essentially what it is that if you pass the ball to someone who's in front of you, they're offside.
Okay.
They've got to be behind you. So on real windy,
soccer. So that's how soccer and hockey is too. They got that line you can't go past.
Well, in soccer, you can't be in front of the
person with the ball.
No. Soccer, you can't be in front of their deepest defender. Someone always has to be closer to the goalie than you are when the ball's kicked.
Okay.
But so getting back to rugby league, you can throw the ball backwards so it leaves the hands backwards, but the wind can blow it forward and your player can still catch it, and that's okay. So the key here is the ball must leave your hands backwards. What happens after that then kind of becomes irrelevant.
Oh man, that's all right. I get it now. All right. See, I got a grasp of the rules, but I still don't fully understand the game. And I think the thing that's so confusing is that the goddamn game don't stop. So it's like, well, hold up, man. I needed time to process what's going on here. But now that it's starting to slow down for me now. At first, I just seen a bunch of people running around throwing the ball to the side, juking and shaking and kicking it. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening? And then it slows down after a while, though.
So what's happening behind the scenes, the commentators and fans and that won't tell you, right, is that they play for 40 minutes, right? What they're actually doing is they call it like anywhere from 10 minutes of continuous play for a very fast game. Fatigue starts to actually creep in, right? So that's where the littler fellas can use their step or their speed to get around the bigger fellas in the middle because they're fatigued and they can't move as quickly. So when you see the ball getting kicked to the corners and brought back out and then kicked to another corner and then brought back out and get kicked, right? Be nothing for some of those forwards in the middle, right in the middle of the field to maybe make 20 tackles in 10 minutes and still have to continue to actually get back on side. So 10 metres back from where they were tackled, come forward to make a tackle, use all your energy to make a tackle, get up, come back 10 metres where the ref is, go forward. So they're actually working on that fitness and that fatigue to actually try to break down the defensive line.
Man, that's why I say, man, all that, bro, and they ain't making what soccer players make is insane to me. Like, cause soccer players run around just like that, but they make way more than rugby players. It's not even fair. Like, way more.
Well, it is, because you're only worth the eyes that you attract. And this is some of the conversations that we've had about women that are building their sports, right? They need money to actually do the grassroots, improve their skills, get better on all those sorts of things. But you got to remember, Punch, if you had enough money, if you had a company that wanted to sponsor a sport, would you sponsor rugby league knowing that you might get, I don't know, maybe 200,000 people watching the game? Or would you sponsor Premier League soccer over in England knowing that you're going to get 1.5 or 2 million people watching the game?
Yeah.
It's just business and mathematics, right? Now, over in England, I'm not sure how much they get paid over there because they've got a strong rugby league culture over there as well. And England are just sports fanatics. I love that about them. They'll get into darts, they'll get into lawn bowls, they'll get into soccer, rugby union, rugby league. Any sport over there, they're up for it. As long as they can have beer while they're watching it, they're up for it.
Yeah, the Brits know how to party, boy. Give them that. They like all sports over there. Yeah, they just down for sports, man. And they make them big spectacles too. I'm gonna look in to see how much English rugby players make. They probably make more than like I don't know. There's a lot of great English players over there in y'all league, in the Australian league. What up, man? What's going on with you, my brother? I know you.
Yeah, man.
What me and DJ was talking about is, earlier today, Blue Blood announced that they put out a video saying that Crawford and Canelo teams is in negotiations, bro. Not no fights happening, not nothing set in stone, but they're just actually talking and trying to settle on, money and all the, the ins and outs, bro. Now, that dude's got 600,000 subscribers, bro. He don't be capping too much. I mean, sometimes he put out some clickbait. They all do, but he seemed pretty excited and pretty like he talked to his insider, and he seemed pretty excited that this is actually going down, my nigga. So you know me, Punch, man. We going live to talk about that shit. I know we talked a lot about Crawford and Canelo, but the reason why I'm going live talking about it is because when somebody with a platform that big substantiates something I've been saying for months, it makes me feel good. So I'm just on here speculating and gloating a little bit. You know how it is. But go ahead, finish what you were saying, DJ. I was just getting that and caught up. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Well,
guess as much as some niggas like, a lot of that shit, when it come down to this PBC shit, like he I know for a fact he got niggas in there. So we'll see. We'll see. He was a nigga who called. He was a nigga I found out that the Spence Crawford thing was really gonna happen when everybody was saying it was capped. Hey man, that nigga be right sometimes, but a lot more of these cats. So we're just talking about it. I'm not saying it's setting, I ain't saying nigga it's happening or not, but nigga, hey, the fact that they're even talking, which I've been saying, I've told you, I've been hearing for a while through the wires, nigga, that hey, this fight is gaining traction. And everybody kept saying, I'm over that shit. And I kept saying, hey, man, the boxing wires is going crazy, saying this fight's really gaining traction. And then we get this. So one of them things is it's one of those situations where, they saying Turkey offering 50 million, which is a way more realistic number than 150 million.
for things like and it's supposed to be for May. So Big Turk is starting to make some big splashes, bro. So we'll see, bro. So we know Turk is the real deal. I know everybody say I ain't won't believe it until I see a press conference. That's what I'm saying. They're talking like that. He said they're in talks. Like he said the same thing. He said he ain't say that it was in stone. He just said that they was talking. Trying to iron out the money and all that shit. We ain't gonna get no press conference till all that shit happen. But just the fact that they're even talking is exciting. Now, another thing a nigga motherfuckers is saying, I heard a couple of people saying, which I agree with some, but I don't agree with a lot of it, that this is a fight for delusional Crawford fans. Like a lot of people think Terrence Crawford just want the money and don't understand that when the whole world is against him, like they was against Spence, it fuels that fire, bro. He's in it for the legacy, man. He's already making money. I ain't say he made enough. No, you can never make enough cash, but this is a good time for both of them to fight. This is a good time to fight Canelo Alvarez. In my opinion, if this was the Canelo Alvarez that fought Kirkland, my nigga, come up here, Nine. What you doing? You got. I want to hear you.
Yeah, I've been waiting for him,
bro.
dude.
I already know how you feel on who gonna win the fight, man. I just want to hear what you think that, nigga. Do you think if it's exciting or not that they're actually, talking?
Yeah, Nine. Go get under that favourite tree of yours where you get reception.
Yeah,
and
but
come on up.
we talked about Spence Crawford for 5 years, nigga, but we ended up getting that shit. Yo, in the same type of buildup is happening with this fight. Been happening for since he beat Spence. Like this been happening since the Joe Rogan show a couple years ago, like a year ago. We've been talking about this shit nonstop. But this shit is gaining traction faster than Spence Crawford ever did, bro. So that's
the
exciting.
lesson to be learned out of actually taking so long to make the Crawford and Spence fight is it wasn't a good fight. Fans were made to wait 3, 4, 5 years to actually see the outcome. Like they way over marinated that and they avoided them. But the reality is that both fighters had to actually, they actually had to get together personally. They had to take the promoters and the managers out of it and ring each other and say, well, how do we make this happen?
Hello?
What up,
yeah,
man?
I'm not really tripping off the talk. There's always talk. There's always chatter. There's always rumors. Man, look at it like this. And I said this in the chat too, bro. We've been hearing about Spence versus Fundora for a fucking year. Still no fight. That shit could have happened twice by now. Think about it like this. So I'm gonna reserve my shit until I see a press conference, bro, because boxing is really fickle. And right now Canelo is with the PBC. And PBC is the common denominator for a lot of bullshit. Think about it. We've been hearing about this Tank Roach fight for a long ass time too, and it still ain't happened. We just now got a press conference, bro. So until I see something written
in a
in
gymnasium.
stone, yeah, bro. So until I see something written in stone, man, I'm not rocking with it, bro. I can't. You know what I'm saying?
Just before you keep going, Nine, Fondora was a little bit different because of the surgery he had to have on his nose. Fondora actually wasn't allowed to fight until the end of September this year.
So just fake news, no excitement at all. Not none.
Yeah, but think about it like this though. At the fight when Spence jumped into the ring, or shortly thereafter, like a couple of days ago, it was pretty much said that the fight was already made.
Yeah, because what we know now is the winner of the Fondora and Zoo fight was going to get Spence.
Yeah.
And it happened to be Fondora. So
yeah. So think about it like this, and that shit still ain't happened. It's still taking forever. It's taking forever in a day. So and I know the fight has to go through Turkey, just because Bud has a close relationship with Turkey, and Turkey is the money man. But until I hear it, see a press conference, a big grand announcement from a reputable source, and I'm not talking about no YouTuber or nobody like that. I'm talking about some kind of fuck, I wouldn't even believe it from a media outlet. I'd have to hear a promoter say, yes, we've done it and we're bringing you Spence and Crawford.
Yeah, Slick said the same thing. He said, I'll believe it when the contract's signed. But that's all right. We were just
Yeah, man.
speculating about if it happens, not like it's in concrete. That was
If
Punch's point.
yeah,
Yeah.
what I was
But
saying about
for them to allegedly be talking, that's dope. But
yeah,
other than that, man, I'm not gonna get my hopes up
like
either.
nigga, I was just saying like if you can even imagine, I was just speculating that like if it happened, because you think this is what I think. If Crawford loses, everything he did in boxing ain't gonna be shit to nobody now. Everybody gonna talk shit. Nigga, he should have been pound for pound. He shouldn't have been this. I told you so. I think that's what's gonna happen. I don't think they're gonna say, "Oh yeah, he put on a good fight. He dared to be great." They ain't gonna say that about Crawford. They ain't gonna say that. They gonna
They
shit
not
all
in
over.
today's climate, but
They gonna try
guys,
to on
guys like me,
everything
you,
he
Slick, and
accomplished.
DJ, we know what's going on, man. Because think about it like this: um, you had a guy like back in the day, you had Tommy Hearns challenging, went from 147 and challenged Hearns at 160. And he lost the fight, put on a good showing, lost the fight, got knocked out brutally. But guess what? History's gonna remember him as daring to be great. So, it depends on how we look at it. It's just the guys are stupid now. And for the record, I don't want to come on here like sounding like a pessimist, bro. Don't think that. But only thing I'm saying is this.
But
Being a longtime boxing fan, the whole Spence Crawford shabacle took a lot out of me. You know how like they say like a fighter's not um he'll never be the same after a certain fight. Well, guess what? A fan is not the same after that fight. I'm not the same because think about it like this: for 5 years, how many times have we heard somebody drop and say, "Oh yeah, Spencer Crawford is done," and then Crawford ends up fighting like Kell Brook or Sean Porter, and Spence is fighting Danny Garcia and shit. You know what I mean? And motherfuckers, oh, it's done, it's done, it's done. Bro, I gotta see it because with the Spence Crawford shit, that shit just took a lot out of me. So, and that's kind of like I'm kind of like going off of my new rule, bro. After the Spence Crawford shit, until I see a press conference, I'm not giving a fuck.
I don't know. I don't know what was worse, the Spence Crawford shit or the AJ and Wilder shit, bro.
You
That
want
was
to know what was worse?
bad.
The Mayweather Pacquiao was the
Oh man, I was just about to say that one was pretty bad too. They drug that shit out for years too, bro. That was 5 years too, wasn't it?
yeah, about 5 years.
Where
And that
I think
goes to show you,
Wilder and AJ stopped after about 2 years.
yeah, that goes to show you that's the that's the Al
The
Heyman
fucking
plan.
that's when these niggas ain't had. These niggas wasn't trying to pay. Yes, they was. They offered Wilder $50 million.
But bro, that's the Al Heyman playbook, bro. Think about it. Al Heyman and his fighters, Al Heyman is the common denominator with all those fights being held up. Pacquiao Mayweather, Spence Crawford, Wilder Joshua, and now we got um Canelo Bud. So I wouldn't look for it to be done anytime soon. You know what I'm saying? Just based on the track record of Al Heyman and how he conducts his business with his fighters, bro.
And then there's that stuff there that apparently Spence was supposed to be fighting Canelo as well as part of that. What was it, the 4-fight deal or something like that?
Yeah, it was some, yeah, bro.
Yeah. So, and remember though too, our insider, and we won't drop names, but our insider told us a few
I'll be
months
right back,
ago.
fellas.
All right, I got you, bro.
Told
What
us a
would you
few
say,
months.
Deej?
Hold it down for me, Nan.
All right, what you say, Deej?
Our friend
Mm-hmm.
hinted that for a potential Bud Virgil in February. So if this is start to actually get momentum and there's any truth in it, that makes sense now that that's not happening because there's a potential Canelo on the cards. But I've got another question for you too, Nine.
Mm-hmm.
Sanctioning body fees, is that a flat rate or is that a percentage of the takings or the bag?
I think it's like 3% or something like that.
That's what I said, but it's got to be 3% of the the ticket sales, not the pay-per-views as well. Would that be right?
I have no idea. That's way over my head. But
Rob,
the
Slick
piggyback about
50,
That's like
Heavy, if you're
Saturday.
listening.
Never know.
yeah, but the piggyback off of what you just said earlier, before I lose my thought about the insider, I swear to God, man, when he tells us stuff, it looks so far off. And then you wait a couple of months, you like, damn, now I can kind of see it happening. Like you almost want to argue with him, like, nah, bullshit. And then you wait a month or two, and now you like, well, damn, maybe that is the play. It's
No,
crazy how it
he's
happens, huh?
yeah. Look, it's not about doubting the man. I'm just saying that I remember hearing it from him on the quiet, and we didn't go public with it, and we just said, well, okay, we'll wait and see that happens. But then all the moves and the chess pieces that have happened in the whole, pretty much the whole 154 division. I mean, to your point, Nine, you can have a contract signed and a bloke pulls out injured 2 weeks beforehand. That's what just happened with Madrimov and Boacher. So
Yeah, yeah.
you can have a contract signed, but until they actually weigh in and step in the ring, most conservative fans are entitled to be a little bit pessimistic and go, well, I don't want to get too excited until they actually get in there and the bell rings. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know, like even
Pretty
I
boring.
was talking about, well, uh damn, why don't Keith Thurman come back? And it was told to me, it was like, well, Thurman's retired and don't even know it. And then, we seen the Thurman Zoo fight, and I was like, well, go ahead, Thurman. And then what, a couple of weeks out of it or whatever, Thurman pulls out, and here comes Fundora. So, hey, it's crazy how shit like that happens, where you be like, nah, I don't believe that. And then something happens.
Hold up, man. I thought Thurman tore his rotator cuff.
Yeah, but at the
his
particular time
bicep,
though, um,
it's his bicep.
yeah, but see, this is how the game is. A lot of times promoters are so full of shit. And this is why I've never had an alliance. You know how like you got guys that's top rank fans or PBC fans. I know offhand that promoters are full of shit. Promoters will make a fight knowing good and damn well and make billboards and all this other shit, knowing damn well that they won't put the other guy in there and then have a guy getting ready for you. And then you take him as a late replacement and he steps in and beats you. Promoters are good for that shit.
Well,
I've
the
seen
whole,
local promotions like that.
well, the way it all unfolded was that it wasn't actually about Thurman. First of all, it was supposed to be Lubin, PBC,
Mm-hmm.
right? Then it was Thurman, PBC. Then it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't Thurman, PBC. It's now Fondora, PBC.
Yep.
And the winner gets Spence, who had no right to come off a hiding at 147 and get injected at number one, right, at 154. The winner gets Spence, PBC.
Yep.
So it's
You know
it's
what,
the
Think Deej? That opens up a whole nother can of worms. I don't know if you guys talked about this today. Or Punch, I don't know if y'all talked about this today. But let this shit go. All these older fighters, let these motherfuckers go. I seen a video earlier today about Jamel Charlo. He made like a Twitter post like, yeah, I'm ready to get back in the ring
I
at
saw that.
150. It was something to that effect. And I'm just like, let this shit go, bro. You should retire, bro. Like, let
Tired
this shit
nigga.
go.
Swear.
We don't
This
want to
seen
see
your ass
you,
in
bro.
damn near 2 years. Canelo done fought 3 times since he fought you. Nigga, tell that nigga to retire.
Yeah.
Well, mate, it's. I don't think that PBC can attract fighters anymore with the way that the boxing landscape's just changed in the last 12 months with Turkey. DAZN, Top Rank, Queensbury, Golden Boy, right? If you're a up-and-coming fighter and your manager, right, says, okay, let's go and align ourselves with a promoter, you'd be nearly taking everyone off the last 12 to 18 months or 2 years, you'd nearly be wanting to go to any other promoting group other than PBC, wouldn't you? If you want to
Yep.
be active, if
I
you want to
would.
get paid, and if you
Yep.
want flexibility. So I'm wondering that they can't get rid of
knocked out, man.
their old stablemates.
Knocked out. A prospect got knocked out, nigga. Prime time, he got dropped and his career ruined. Big baby, now he a top ranked nigga, ain't he? But nigga,
But wasn't Boots
who
was
else?
only with PBC at the start of this time 12 months ago, wasn't he?
Mexican Monster. Who else they got over there at PBC? Like when they stable, that's still credible. Charlos ain't fighting forever. Like so they got Tank.
Hey, Punch, I was on a live earlier this week. I put the link in, but it was kind of like early in the morning.
I was listening, bro. I was at work.
It was kind of early in the morning, D. So I figured you probably be asleep. It's probably like late at night. I think the live was like what? Probably about 11 o'clock my time. So I know you was probably passed out. That's why I didn't even bother sending it to you. It's good uploader.
Over there, man. Happy New Year, dude.
Man, Happy New Year too. It's New Year's Eve?
New Year's Eve, we've got about 8 hours to go until 1st of January 2025 over here.
Yeah, but you know what we was talking about on that live, and dope ass subject too, man. Shout out to OD Loc Sports TV too, bro. But the PBC platform is really a dead end. If I'm a fighter, if I'm a new fighter, I just came off the Olympics, bronze medalist, silver medalist, I want to go pro. The last thing I would do is want to sign a PBC because I'm going to sit on the shelf. I'm not going to get no fights. I'm going to be very, very inactive. Think about it. PBC's whole business model was based on poaching fighters. It wasn't based on cultivating fighters. It was based on poaching fighters. Period, point blank. Just poaching fighters. Think about it. All the fighters that they had, Charlo, Spence, Wilder, all those guys was Golden Boy fighters.
Both Charlos?
Yes. And Errol Spence.
Everybody came from Golden Boy. Do you remember the Tank Ryan fight?
Yep.
And then Leonard Ellaby got on there. He was like, fuck you, Oscar. You fell asleep at the wheel. We stole all your fighters. Blah, 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 blah. And then they set a bar after they stole all the fighters to anybody who wanted to fight them on outside promoters or whatever. Remember, they were saying, well, Bud needs to sign with PBC in order to get the Spence fight. So that's pretty much another way of poaching. And anybody who wants to fight a PBC fighter has to sign with them.
Well, look at Tim Tszyu.
Yeah.
Perfect, more recent example, right? Had a 2-fight deal when he got in the ring with Fondora, right? Because it was assumed that he would then go on to fight Spence after that, but he got beat. Now to come back then after that loss and get an ass whooping off Murtazaliev, right? He had to sign another fight deal after that. So they keep putting the carrot out in front of these people, and I actually
now meanwhile, get this. Look at the play. Quietly on another side of the street, Bob just signed a whole fucking Olympic team. Big baby Jared Anderson, Keyshawn, Shakur, Abdullah Mason. He signed the whole fucking Olympic team. Pretty much the whole American Olympic team with Bob.
If I had a young prospect coming out of the Olympics, I think I would want him to go to top rank. They seem to be the best at nurturing young talent. Yeah, they
and there's some out there that says
so far like
there's some out there
Bob
that says
get you to superstardom and then they leave his ass.
Yeah, but there's some guys out there that say that, hey, if Keyshawn wants to fight with Tank, he needs to sign with PBC. I've heard channels say that.
I've heard,
but that would be Al Heyman poaching another Bob Arum's fighters.
But the power shift has changed, like you're explaining, Nine. They used to be able to have that power and that influence to get people to come across on their terms. And I've heard Eddie speak about it in a number of interviews, saying that whilst they have been able to find ways to work together, but normally the conversation starts, well, PBC want everything their way on their terms. And the pendulum, if you want to call it, that used to be all in favour of PBC has now swung across to what I would call a consortium of promoters that are now under the zone or Turkey Al Sheikh, whichever way you want to call it. So that influence has now been lost. When you talk about Jamel Charlo's coming out, I smirked because I saw the same thing and I thought, well, no, all that says to me is the WBA's actually rung you up or sent you an email and saying, oi, you better get active soon or we're going to rip your champion and recess off you. And then you've got actually no leverage.
None.
So...
And that's what those guys are doing. They're setting up little traps to kind of put fly in the ointment, but not actually fight. You notice that? It's never about making a fight. It's about putting fly in the ointment. That's what Spencer's doing with Fundora, putting fly in the ointment. That's what they do over there. And I think, at this point in time, I think boxing fans across the world is just tired of the bullshit.
Yeah, just tired.
Because even though if you're a fan of the PBC, you being a fan of the PBC does not translate into getting the fights that you want.
No.
Well, what you do is you balk at get too excited about one of their fighters and following them because you go, well, I'm only going to see that person once every 2 years, right? And then the sanctioning body belts become null and void, right? If PBC are just holding that up and keeping it in-house, you'll see all the action happen in all the other sanctioning bodies, and they'll be just left behind and forgotten about.
Hey, let me ask you a question. How long did we hear about this Spence versus Roach fight before the press conference even happened? That's the problem. We heard about that shit months before they even did the press conference.
We heard about it in September. It was supposed to happen in December. Date fell through. Had to move it to February.
And when did we finally get the press conference?
2 weeks ago.
What did you say? You said Spence Roach.
No. I meant Tank Roach.
You meant Tank Roach.
Yeah, we heard about that shit probably about.
No, remember, that's the only reason. Remember, we were supposed to already have seen the nigga fight. But we knew something was up when it got to November and we didn't get no fucking press conference. We was like, hold up, nigga. This fight's supposed to happen in December.
We heard about the fight
got
being
no press
done.
Conference yet. Yeah.
Yeah, about 2 or 3 months before the fight happened. And then we finally got the press conference and then we got to wait for the fight. And then it was something where
professional press conference and one super unprofessional press conference. Nigga, I was so embarrassed, bro.
Like, that's crazy.
Like, come on, bro. Long time to
be Meanwhile, time is just a ticket on these fighters' career.
Bro, that's all they, bro. These niggas the ones that choose that 1-2 year shit, man. That shit's annoying, but that's what it then fucking degenerated into, man. These niggas, these fighters, these boxers, these ladies promoters bleed away all the cash, overpaying the wrong fighters, not putting the ones that not giving the ones that deserve the shots, paying all this step aside money. Now, you know what I mean? It's just a lot of dumb shit going on, bro. And now, nigga, you starting to see the consequences of that shit. That's why you got that good influx of cash. Nigga, and Turkish coming in here shaking that shit up, man. That's what boxing needs more than ever.
Well, it's been made worse too now that PBC don't get any pocket money from their broadcasting sponsor.
Yeah,
they've got to foot the bill for everything, right? Promotions,
fighters that they post either losing or getting old, nigga. So it's like, what y'all gonna do now? Nobody want to come fight for y'all. So they know how y'all.
See, this is the pyramid scheme, and let me explain to you, fellas. Look at it like this. I'm a fighter, right? And I made $5 million on my fight, right? I'm fighting for the PBC and I made $5 million. Okay. I haven't fought in 2 years. Let's see, I brought back 2.5 after taxes. Maybe after taxes, I brought back 2.5. I paid everything I needed to pay. And now I probably got about 1.1 left. You feel me? And that's what I'm taking home is 1.1. Okay. So after 2 years, that money starts getting low and I can't get no money. I can't get no fight. And then after a year or so, and I call Al Heyman and I'm like, hey man, can I get an advance on my next fight? And so you get the advance on your next fight. Everything is cool. Bam. Next thing you know, he's getting you a fight. And you're getting paid XYZ. But the only reason why you get in that fight is because you owe him.
Owe him.
And so when you fight, right? Next thing you know, shit, You go back and get your purse, and now he done deducted his out of there plus interest, and you only walked home with 500,000. It was reported that you made 10 million like a tank, but you only really got 500,000 because you owed the promoter and you done took advance after advance after advance. So who ended up winning after that situation? The promoter, Al Heyman. You
Well,
see what
so
I'm saying?
now you
That's why
see
certain
why.
guys are fighting. I guarantee you, the guys that's fighting is the guys that owe him.
Well, and now you can see why, based on some of that theory, that I'm saying that Tank's retiring to sever contract obligations with PBC. He's too young to retire, and he knows he's
Mm-hmm.
worth way too much money and the bullshit that goes with it, right?
Yeah.
And you can kind of sense some aggravation or disgruntlement. So if his head isn't in the healthiest place, that's his team. A good team around you is supposed to be able to prop you up and give you the help and the confidence that you need.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's in and outside of the boxing ring. So, um, I'm telling you, I'm never going to be convinced. Maybe if 2028 comes around, the Tank's fully retired without seeing him. I think it's a contract and a finance thing. Because as you get older, you get smarter. You have conversations with
Yep.
different people, different teams, different. You go, well, hang on, why is DJ getting this, this, and this? That was never offered to me. That's a much better deal, right? And I go and have a conversation with Punch. Then I go and have a conversation with Nine. So time allows you to become a little bit more educated,
And then you look
particularly.
up after a couple of years, you only been a rat chasing your tail because you've been fighting for what you thought was money and realize this guy's taking most of your money and you ain't really worried about legacy. Now you are a 10, 12-year pro and you don't have no legacy and you really have no money. And like a
and the
guy like a
and
Charlo, a
and the
guy like a
fans are
Charlo,
on your back.
yeah, and a guy like a Charlo, you can't tell me that he's making money hand over fist because he got so many legal fees. You can't tell me that he's not Tank. You can't tell me that because he's probably had to take advances to keep his ass out of jail. Did y'all
Advances
see?
plus interest. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll loan you $100,000, but it comes with a 15% interest on it.
didn't you see the thing with Adrian Broner where he said, "Well, at first, man, the only thing I could do is call him, and he would give me a quick 500,000 here. I know I got money, and he would give me 100,000 here, and then the 100,000 start turning into a
Close that shit.
10,000, and then hold on, wait, the 10,000 start turning into then before you know it, man, he started sending me $300 a week. This is what Adrian Broner said. You see what I'm saying? Because he's raping these guys, and they putting themselves in a fucked up situation where these guys are borrowing from you. You never borrow from a motherfucker. Fuck that.
I think Adrian Andre Ward alluded to something like that as well, something similar when he had the interview with Bud, that they were talking about how different finances and how you get paid too. But between PBC, Tom Brown, Mayweather, all those sorts of things, on paper, for those that are uneducated like me, you're going, well, how much out of the dollar does Tank actually get back? And plus, you're probably only getting it in installments once every quarter or 6 months or something like that. So, look, it's shrewd business if they were able to pull it off for so long. But I think that the
They've been doing it for
business,
decades, bro. Decades.
yeah, and I call it shrewd to be kind, right? There's other words I could use, but I mean, you can go on
Yeah,
and on, but
shady
it was
fucking
only
business. We can just call it that. Like fucking over fighters, man. It's kind of shady and wrong, man. I'm happy people
but
are starting to like. That's one thing I do respect. Weird ass Jake Paul about. Nigga, he's here shaking shit like that up too. So like, I'm happy there's like, yeah,
But
there's
you know
more
what I was
actually
told?
can fighters, bro.
You know what I was told by our source? I was told that pretty much there's like a law that they don't have to pay them everything and cash them out. They have a certain amount of time to allude to what you were saying, Deej, that they have to pay it. So like you fight and then the next morning, um, you don't get your whole check. No, they got like probably like 6 months for them to pay you or something like that.
Yeah, once they recover, I suppose once the money hits their bank account and they take their bit and then pass it on. But I'm also of the opinion that a lot of big banks will take their profit and they'll invest it or put it into a like a savings fund that earns interest, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that they hold it there for long enough, and then the shareholders then get payment through the interest, not the actual profit margin that they got, if that makes sense. So if you've got a profit of $100,000, you put it in the bank, you leave it there for 6 months. Now you got $120,000 if you invest it. Then the $20,000 gets distributed to the shareholders, not the $100,000. It's all about just weird cash movement and those sorts of things. But while I'm thinking about it, and not to change the subject, we can come back to it. Punch, have you finalised your list for you on Slick? Because you've been adding shit to your end of year list for a little while.
Yeah,
Where
I had a
where-
couple little personal things, but my list is ready. Yeah.
well, what are you just going to blindside us? When are you going to do that? Are you going to do it on New Year's Eve, your
Yeah,
time, or are you going to do?
I'm gonna do it tomorrow. Well, we are. It's gonna be
Right.
New Year's Day for you, so it's kind of weird. I was wondering how we are gonna do that. Unless you want, like, we'll do it tomorrow.
No,
Be the
dates
year
dates
show.
don't matter to me. I just I've been looking through the list. I'll tell you where the list ended up, and Nine can hear it too because he's going to be asked to contribute to the who he thinks and what he feels. I've got I think there was 13, something like that.
Yeah, now did you put anything on our? You did the list with us, didn't you, man?
Nah, man. I
You
think
put
that
it on the
I
list,
don't.
didn't you?
It's kind of like crazy because I know I'm gonna be 3 shades to the wind come tomorrow, kicking in the
We
New
all
Year's.
are, nigga. All of us. It's New Year's Eve.
Hey,
When are
I
y'all
can keep
talking
you.
about going on, bro?
End of the year list, knockout of the year, upset of the
I'm
year,
talking about
dumbest shit
what
of the
time
year,
are y'all
weirdest
talking
thing of
about
the
going
year.
on?
Shit, I got a bunch of bullshit going on tomorrow. I'm gonna hit a couple parties,
That's
but I'll
what
be
I'm
home in time
saying.
for my show.
Yeah. So what time
No.
you thinking?
I'm going on at like, I don't know. I'm trying to be on when midnight strikes, so I'm getting on like 10:30.
Well, I can't be on when midnight strikes because me and my wife got like a little tradition. We in
Yeah,
love,
man, do
but
your
you
thing, man.
understand
I
what I
want
Enough,
to be
mean.
on so I can let DJ hit
enough
some
said.
gunshots.
Enough said. All right.
You hear me,
I don't
man?
want any inside information. All right. Some things just don't need to be shared. So I got 12. I've got KO of the year, ring walk of the year, fighter of the year, pound for pound list. Biggest upset of the year, card of the year, biggest robbery, most anticipated fight, and that can be a wish list for 2025. Fight of the year 2024, troll of the year. I'm not sure if that's the Mark Awards. Weirdest and best ring girls.
Ooh, yeah, them was all pretty solid categories.
Well, that's what you gave me.
Yeah. That's what I got. I added
That's
another
ring
one though.
girls. Man, you know what stands out to me? I'm gonna just say this one real quick.
I
It
added
was
another
a
one.
pro box,
Awkward
bro.
style.
It was a pro box. I think Roach
For
was the I think Roach was fighting on the pro box card where
he
that was
was.
lit. Yeah.
Yeah, he was fighting on that card. The last fight.
Yeah.
His last fight was on the Pro Box. We was actually live watching it.
Yeah.
So at the moment, my card of the year, total card of the year, right? The most enjoyable one for me was the Terence Crawford undercard because all the fights were just so close. What were there, like
man.
Yeah, that was a good card.
three draws on that?
That was a good
Yeah.
card. Yeah, there was 3 draws on there, and we seen Morrell get exposed a little bit. That was interesting.
Yeah.
We seen Big Baby get knocked out. Nigga, yeah, that was a fun one.
Yeah, Bacoli give him the
Cruz
what
almost
for?
get upset, bro. There was a lot of crazy shit going on that night. Remember, dude, wobble Andy Cruz wobbled the shit out of him. Yeah, man, that's
Virgil got knocked down twice.
Yeah, man. Hey, man, you know what though? I told everybody, Jared Anderson ain't shit.
Yeah, oh yeah, we was all over Big Baby. We seen that. Diva, he's gonna get knocked out soon as they put him in with somebody real. Ooh, look what happened. Broccoli was no joke. Put him in there with a monster. That's the Big Turk. Let's get these bums out of here.
Yeah,
So what
fellas,
do
man.
you?
But it's kind of late, man. I'm about to hop off of here, man.
Well, just before you go,
Mm.
right? Just before you go, what are you thinking for your wish list for Fight of the Year 2025?
The fight that I would really want to see.
Yeah,
No,
you can mix it up any way, any which way you want, any weight division, do whatever you want.
you see
Who
the
would you
card for
look?
Better B-Ball too? Bro, that
Are you
card.
talking about a wish list fight card?
You mean
Most
2024 or 2025?
2025 9. Who's your most anticipated fight if they can make it happen? There you go.
Right now.
Shit, Haney Garcia.
No, that's not gonna happen.
That's what I want to see worse more than anything, nigga. Double
I
ass
want to see.
or Tank Shakur.
Damn, I really wanted to see Tim Zoo versus Ortiz, but that shit's ruined now.
That ain't gonna happen. Tim Zoo back on
That would have been just a
totem pole
barn
now.
burner, bro. Somebody would have got knocked out bad.
Hey,
Ortiz
Not
look,
knocked out.
and shit
don't
bad
get
title shot.
don't get too disappointed. You might get to see a better fight between Virgil and Madrimov on the 22nd of February. So,
I was surprised that wasn't Bud. They got Virgil.
well, we just spoke about that. If talks are getting real with Canelo, why would he fight in
I think
February?
that's why he didn't get Virgil, yo, because talks were getting real. That's another reason that got me hyped up.
Yeah, I would want to see. This is the asshole of me. I want to see Keyshawn versus Shakur. I'm sorry. Fuck all that friend shit. That would be
No,
dope to me.
Keyshawn
Oh
said
no,
that he
Keyshawn
would
did an
fight
interview
him.
and said there's one way they would fight.
Yeah.
The exhibition or some shit like that. Yeah, fuck that. I want to see a real live prize fight with those two guys. That's
I
just
don't know.
me.
I'm gonna keep it 100. If I was a boxer, I don't know if I could beat up my best friend, bro. I feel
Man,
wild.
bullshit. Bullshit.
I feel
Let's put
wild.
it like this.
I
Let's put it like
understand we
this.
both making big bags, nigga, but I was like, damn, bro. I'll be like, I had to give you a cut of my bread, bro. I wouldn't feel
We
right.
all are
Remember my
pretty
nigga?
close.
Like beating
We're
up my
all
nigga is like I look up like my nigga is like a brother, so like it's like beating up my brother, like shit.
listen, bro. We're all pretty
Punch.
close, bro.
Nah, you know what I'm talking about now, like shit.
Yeah. Punch.
Fuck
Think
that.
about it like
Feel like
this.
that
Right?
afterwards,
10
like
million,
goddamn.
we fighting, bro. But on
Yeah.
that
Right.
note, man, I gotta go, man. I'll holler at y'all later, man.
All right,
Y'all
Man, if
man.
you
stay
was
up.
my
Happy
nigga
New
childhood
Year.
friend, nigga, I wouldn't give a goddamn if you wanted to fight me, nigga. I wouldn't fight you.
Fuck
Fight
that.
a
10
friend.
million, we fighting. Holler at you, fellas.
All right, brother. Have a good night.
I don't know.
I could, yeah, man. I couldn't fight my friends, man. Couldn't do it.
Yeah, look, I don't see the
I love my
problem in
friends
it,
like
right?
family, bro. I like it for real.
Yeah,
So
but
like,
you're not
like beating
doing.
up my brother,
But
man. Can't do that.
but you're not. Think about how competitive two mates are, two friends are. Make it
We
about
are.
the competition, right? So, and then the winner just buys the first beer at the
I've
pub
had
after it.
1,000 fist fights with my friends, but like a live fight in a boxing ring in front of thousands of people, that's different. Come on, I've had 1,000,000 fist fights with my friends. Hell yeah, you already know that. Y'all ain't real friends if y'all ain't go to blows a few times. That shit happens. Like, you know what I mean? But goddamn, in front of everybody, that's different. You know what I'm saying?
All right. So there's another one I'm thinking about.
I agree on all that, bro. Let's go down your list. You know what I mean? And all the picks you made, and I'll tell you if I agree or I'll tell you if I picked that same person.
Look,
Same
I
thing.
don't want to. I don't want to give everything away.
We can do
but,
DJ's list. That's cool, bro.
all right.
It's New Year
So
for you, bro.
no. Well, I haven't got my full
Technically, the
list
end of
ready
the
for
year.
you.
How
Right.
much
So I can't wait for a potential cruiserweight unification fight. I can see that going any which way.
Thurdo
And
Opatai?
Yeah.
I think that's easy work for Opatai, to be honest.
Well,
All day.
I don't. Looking at how tough Zerdo is and his work rate and those sorts of things, I don't think
gonna
it's
be able to turn
Open like that though.
Well, anyway, so I'd like to
Think
see that
think they'll be
because
able
the
to bully
winner.
an open like that?
Oh, there'll be no bullying, but I just don't think that it's going to be a rock'em sock'em.
No, I ain't say he's gonna cook him. I just say I think it'll be an easy win though. But I think he would knock Zerto out. I think Zerto would feint into one of them hard ass right hands. I said it,
He's got
faint
he's
into that hard ass right hand. He gonna bounce in and get hit with a hard ass right. And I don't think he got the power to hurt Opetal.
well. You don't always have to win by way of knockout, right? But
He
anyway,
got
so
to whoop Opetal's ass like he did your boy. Opetal got better defense. He's not as flat footed, and dude was keeping his chin on the line a lot. Like I paid after I watched that Zerto fight. Zerto could box. He could box. He's a big boy that can box, so he'll catch you off guard if you ain't ready for that shit. You know what I mean? But what I seen from Opetal now, the more focused version, not just trying to railroad you in 5 minutes. He's patient, and a patient Opetal is way more dangerous.
and I don't know who I want Bam to fight next year. Like I'm looking back at some of his highlights this year. Some of that's just impressive. He might make with that uppercut that he threw too for the knockout. That might make my top one of my top 5 KOs of the year. That was just pure. Pound for pound, yeah. Look, let's not touch that. We'll wait for your live.
Yeah. That's the debate right there.
Well, it's only got to be an opinion. I know that we're going to
People
get
are gonna be on
probably.
my pound for pound. It might piss some people off. People ain't gonna be on my pound for pound. It might piss people off.
Do you want to see a Taylor Serrano number 3 in
Of
20?
course,
Yeah.
but I don't think they're gonna do that again. What they say? Let's see. They got $6 million for that one. They're gonna want 10 for the next one. Ain't nobody gonna be trying to pay them that.
Such a close, entertaining matchup, though.
Very entertaining.
You know,
But you think there's gonna be somebody that's gonna pay them women $10 million?
well, I think that
Hell,
between Netflix, Jake Paul, and the numbers that they did, and Turkey Al Sheik and Matchroom and all those sorts of things, I don't think that.
I'm gonna say this about that. That nobody will ever go on there again and do that. That was seen as I tell you, man. There's a lot of weirdos, man. That's what I was saying earlier about how the hardcore fan is dying. That was 1,000 casual fans, like that tuned in for Mike Tyson's last fight because they all some half of the fucking crowd was enamored by the mystique of Mike Tyson and why everybody was so excited for him, and the other half of the crowd was Jake Paul fans and Mike Tyson fans. Like Rosie Perez was there, man. That's the biggest Mike Tyson fan on planet Earth. People were really there, like it was Mike Tyson's last farewell fight. Like,
well, they also got tricked into thinking that it wasn't scripted.
And then he slapped him, looked great in sparring. Everybody got enamored by the pad work. You know what I mean? Then when Tyson slapped him, that was great promotion. And everybody and their mama tuned in after that. And just to watch this old nigga chase Jake Paul around the biggest ring on the planet for 12 rounds. Or 8 rounds, or however long that bullshit was. The women was worth it. But did it skip? Was it skipping for you? Because it was skipping for me over here. Shit was stupid. I had to go rewatch it like later.
I was commentating while all you guys were trying to buffer and reset. And
I was pissed. Like I had to, now the Tyson Jake Paul fight, not a glitch. But the most exciting fight, I got like 4 rounds, man.
Well, what's yours going to be, Punch? What do you think one of your most anticipated fights of 2025 is if they can make it?
Oh, come on, man. You already know the answer to that, nigga. We talking about the Crawford Canelo.
That's your most anticipated fight.
Yeah, for sure. I've been hearing everybody's predictions over the last year, and it's been overwhelmingly towards Canelo. So I like to rub shit in people's faces. So if Crawford could pull this off, man, it will be like the best day ever for me, bro. So I look forward to things like that. So that's my most anticipated, other than Tank and Shakur. And I don't think we're gonna ever get that fight, just like we're never gonna get Benavidez and Canelo. So at least this one has a possibility of actually happening, bro. So I'm excited, very.
See, I'm looking forward to that Grand Prix. I can't wait for details to come out.
How are they even
And
gonna do that? That's gonna be like a 6-month affair.
well, that's what I was saying to Slick. I said you got 124 or 128
Yeah, I ain't
prospects
gonna be
on
able to do
there,
no shit like that in no
right?
month.
Maybe they just got a card every Friday night or Saturday night or something somewhere that you can watch it on the zone, right? And because I want to see it from the start, I
Yeah,
don't
it'll
want to
probably
see it
be like a
halfway through.
Saturday thing,
So
more than likely, right?
remember, and it's going to only be, if they're prospects, they're only going to be 6 rounds. So maybe the card's just like 10 deep.
Yeah, this is gonna be interesting to see how they pull this shit off. But like, I don't know, man. Like, I'm excited, man. That's another super exciting thing. So I'm actually the future of boxing looks pretty fucking bright, man. If they could get these fights done, like, cause I don't know if you watched, if you was around for them Super Six tournaments that they was having back in the day, and you know, a
I
lot of
watched,
fighters would
I
get hurt
watched,
for like their third or fourth fights. A lot of them was getting hurt and having to bring in replacements and shit. So you just gotta hope stuff like that don't happen, and you end up getting to see the desired matchups that you get to see. But the cool thing about these type of tournaments is that they root out the bums, man. They show you the tight niggas, the underrated nigga who everybody don't think on the last 5 minutes, and that's the nigga who ends up winning. Those are the fun
well,
ones, being the real
well,
stars.
as they go through the Grand Prix and start to get to the top of it, I know that I'm not sure what the semis or the finals, how many rounds that are, but
I've
I'm
never seen a
reading that
boxing Grand Prix in my life, so I don't
they
know
go
who's
they
this.
go through the rounds at
It's gonna
six
be a
rounds,
tournament
and then they
format, right? With 100
move
people.
up to 8 rounds.
Damn.
So
Like, yeah, is this gonna be tournament format to like? Is it gonna have like a? Is it gonna come down to a total winner for of this whole thing? How is this gonna work? This is gonna be crazy. Is this trying to showcase this fighter's skills and unknown fighters, or is this like a actually official tournament with 100 fighters with an actual goal at the end? I'm like, I don't understand how that's gonna work. I'm like, you know what I mean?
well,
There's like that in.
there's at least 3, maybe 4 different divisions. So I guess if you win that, I guess you end up number one at least,
Like a
number
bracket.
one number one challenger in that division as you come out of it for a
Oh,
title
that's
shot.
interesting. Yeah, see, I like that format. Maybe that's where they going with this. See that I didn't even think about nothing like that. DJ, see, there you go. That makes sense. That definitely makes sense because you like, yeah, you win this shit, nigga. You end up you either fight the champion at the end or you become the number one contender. I like it. But then today though, number one contender and mandatory, they don't usually get their shots.
No, well, because it's under the, who is it, the WBC or the WBO?
It's under the WBC.
Right. So you're not going to get undercut if the WBC says that you win all of this in your respective weight classes, that you get a title shot. There'd be no reason for the sanctioning body not to actually order it. So I don't see how you're actually going to get reneged on it. And Turkey would be happy to probably finance it anyway because there'll be a huge hype on whoever wins all that.
But Turkey's
Like that.
phone is ringing off the hook with fighters. Everybody's trying to be a part of that. I would if I was a fighter. I'd be like, get in touch with him right now. I'm trying to be part of this, man. The world need to see my greatness. This is one of them type situations. This is like the fucking Kumite from Bloodsport. All the tight names about to come out the woodwork now, DJ. This is exciting, especially if you're a
Look,
boxing fan. Because I've been bored, bro. I've been pretty bored watching
you
the best
only,
poke bums, man.
there's, because of those so many fighters that are actually competing in there, there's no chance. What? Even if you halve the draw, 124, what's that? That's 62 fights in the first round. 62 fights. So you think about that over a calendar year, every weekend you're going to have some form of Grand Prix to watch these prospects become contenders and then become potentially mandatories.
Which is that's a cool goal, man. That's a cool reward. I like it, and like some type of cash prize that works for me. No, I mean you can't just have a title shot at the end. And a title shot I'm gonna be waiting 2 fucking years for. Like, you know what I mean? So you got to be some type of incentive on top of that, like some bread. You know what I mean? Get them kids a couple million or something for winning it.
Well, for me, I don't care because I just get. I've only got to go to one place all year to
And you
see
get the title shot. So that works.
who the prospects are.
Here's what I want to know: is they all going to be just in Saudi Arabia, or are they going to find different places around the world?
I don't know.
What if you get them fighters that don't want to come overseas? Like some, or you know what I mean, for people like me who's like terrified of flying. Like you literally gotta like take something.
No, I think it'll be part of the contract. I think while they're taking nominations
now,
now,
take a boat to this motherfucker. Like, do I have to fly? Like, there's people like that. That's how I am about flying, bro. Like, I am like definitely afraid of it. Like, so when I have to do it, and I have like no choice when I go on a vacation overseas or something, bro, I gotta take something to fall asleep because I can't.
No,
I can't fly, bro. I'll be petrified. Like, I'd be petrified. I don't like not having my life in my own hands, if you know what I mean. Then in a plane, your life's not in your hands. I don't like that type shit.
Yeah, but Punch, it's pretty easy to overcome that if you get accepted into that Grand Prix, that there'll be terms and conditions and contract obligations that says that you'll fly when required.
Yeah,
and if you're not,
knock me out then. Like
if you're not up for that,
knock me out because I can't fly. It's so scary. Like I'm one of them type of people, so I know I'm not the only person in the world that's like that. Like when it comes to getting on a fucking airplane, like that shit sucks. Like nothing works to me. Nothing. It's like a fucking roller coaster that keep going up, but it never goes down. It just stays up. Just that scary ass hill. It just never stops. That's what it's like for me. And I like roller coasters, but that's just the only way I can explain it.
Yeah. Look, the
now when
misconception
I'm on a train or a boat or anything else, I'm fine. But in the air, bro, I'm shaking, I'm sweating, I'm scared to death. I'm just terrified, like terrified. Like I'm talking about like terrified. Like I'm literally like hanging from the wing. I'm like that scared, man. I don't like it. I don't like being that afraid of nothing. So I'm cool.
Phobias are real, mate. I'm not going to make fun of them.
It's the thing is like I'm not afraid of heights, but I don't like being in airplanes. I don't like being in airplanes. I always wanted to skydive. Always. Yeah, right. Can't do it. Too scared to get on the plane.
You won't catch me skydiving. Ever.
I always wanted to try that. I'm crazy enough to do things like that, but it just comes down to the whole gotta get on the airplane and actually skydive. But I'm definitely gonna do that.
Let me tell you why I won't skydive. Because where I spent a lot of my time when I was in the military is they used to have the army skydiving training, and they used to parachute into the airfield where we would fly all the jets and helicopters and stuff out of in Australia, right? And when you get to see what actually happens from a distance, not up close and personal, but from a distance when those chutes don't open.
Oh man.
Yeah, they used to call them dirt darts, just dirt darts. They just fall straight down, big puff of fucking dust and dirt and shit going everywhere. So skydiving's off my bucket list.
Yeah, fuck that, bro. Yeah, that made me
see
off mine, man. Like holy shit. I think that's the worst fear of somebody jumping out of a fucking airplane and that you just shit not opening, the chute not coming out. Oh, ooh, I don't know what would be going through my mind.
Well,
what I would be thinking, DJ.
My point, right?
I'd be mad at myself, or what? The fuck would I do?
Look, sometimes it's just your time punch. There's nothing. Whether you're a train,
that has to be an act of God, man. Like when stuff like that happens, man, because it's so rare. But then, you make it seem like it has a name of it. That must happen.
It's not common, but it's not uncommon either. Like it's just a mistake of whoever packs your chute.
Yeah, I feel that way about skiing, man. I seen somebody get fucked up one time skiing, and that scared me. Like, oh, I'm not doing this again. So, like, I get it. Like, I seen somebody get fucked up skiing bad. Like, oh, that can happen. Oh, that's why you don't get on the advanced mountain if you ain't advanced. Okay, mental note.
Well, see,
yeah, bro.
I won't eat rare meat because of some of the things that I've seen with cattle and different things over the years, whether it be sheep, cows, kangaroos, whatever. right, with worms and disease and stuff like that.
Oh
That
man.
that picture in my mind says that I love my meat, but you'll never ever catch me eating what they call blue meat or super rare. Not gonna
No.
happen.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
You cook
Well
that
done.
bastard,
It
or
gotta
I'm
be
not
at
eating
least
it.
medium for me. It can't be nothing rare. Nothing. I actually had a friend like that, man, when I lived in California, man. Friend who ate bloody steaks, and it was the weirdest shit in the world. And I ain't get it. I said, but you might as well just take it out the wrapper and bite it. Like it's seared. It's like I'm talking about like a sear, like that. Huh?
Look, I'll eat it with pink
Ugh.
in it and those sorts of things. I just go off the
It's
theory
still
that I
breathing and shit. And you want to eat it? Nah, bro, I'm good. I got my shit got a little cooked. Like I don't get that. I don't, that's a taste bud thing. I think I don't know what that is. The rare meat thing. I don't know if people like doing that. Never been a fan. Never will be a fan. I like well done food, like especially
just
meat.
just cook it or cook it long enough so if there is anything in it, it's dead.
Yeah, like at least cook it some. Like cook it at least or like at least halfway through. Like
Yeah.
sear it on both sides and that's it. Oh no. You can enjoy that. I thought he was pranking me, man. When I first met him, we met at a job. I worked at the same job and went to a steakhouse, and yeah, that's how he ordered it, bro. And I'm like, you pranking me right now? And
He, he,
bloody.
he, here's what pisses me off, right? Is you get other people reserve the right around the table to say, oh, what, you want a medium or oh, you want it well done, blah, blah, blah. I just turn around and say to them and say, look, if I'm fucking paying for it, I'll eat it however I want to.
You goddamn right. I totally agree with you, bro. I'm getting you can't talk me out of nut, man. Listen, I like my food the way I like it. You like you way you like yours. I ain't gonna judge, bro. But don't, no. I ain't say it out loud when he got it, but when he actually cut into it and I seen it was bleeding and shit, I was like, oh, bro, that's gross. You like, man, you like what you like. I like what I like. I like you right. Yeah. I never forgot it though. Never forgot that shit.
Scratching his asshole for the next 2
Like,
weeks because there was
Jesus.
worms in it. No thanks.
That's next level, bro. Like I seen it in a movie once, but I never thought I'd actually meet somebody in real life who like that shit.
A lot of the chefs.
That probably
That's the other thing. Like, I don't know if you've ever done it. I'm sure you have. Like, you go to some of these, like, for weddings or some important event. You go to some of these higher end restaurants or something like that, and they bring out an empty plate with a tiny little bit of steak on it and maybe a bean or something like that with it, right?
You're like, what is this shit?
And you pay like $80 or $100 to go home hungry. I'm going, what's
the
fuck
is this? Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about, bro. I never understood it.
It's all right if you're on a diet or something, but geez,
So
you leave the restaurant to go to McDonald's on the way home because you're still hungry.
Yeah, they want to give you this little ass piece of wagyu, and just because it's wagyu, they charge you $100 for it. But you ain't even fool. But you'll go to a fucking Texas Longhorn and get a big juicy ass steak for $19. You know what I mean? Why not even waste my time going to that goddamn expensive ass place?
Those big, I've seen it on YouTube. Those big brisket cook-offs that happen over there in United States, like they just slow cook them big briskets and baste them, and take me there, Punch. Just take me there.
We got a lot of places like that here, bro. Oh yeah. That might be one of the best things about Pittsburgh, the food, bro.
What's Pittsburgh famous for by way of their food? Is it meat? Is it barbecue? Is it pizza? Is it fish? What is it?
We're a meat town. All different types. Big sandwich city. Like we got a sandwich here where they put where it's the size of like when they it's Jesus. I don't know. It's the size of putting 6 pieces of bread together. That's how much meat they put on it. There's a place that's called Permane Brothers. They stack
What is it?
coleslaw and French fries and tons and tons and tons and tons of steak onto this gigantic ass on these two big sweetbread buns, bro. $12.
How much?
$12. But it's the size of a whole hoagie.
So what? You have that for lunch before you go to the bar for the afternoon.
That's a once or twice a month type of thing, or like when you want a date type of thing. It's one of them type of things, bro. It's not something you want to eat every day, bro. You'll be fat as hell. But there's 1,000 different places you can go to. We got a lot of like grills, and we got a lot of soul food places, seafood places. We got a place called Joe's Crab. Pretty popular.
Did I just hear you say that it's for a date? So you would take a female there knowing that she's just going to get shit all over her mouth, all over her hands.
Love them, they love that place, bro. Permane Brothers is a hit, bro. They love it, man. It's like Geno's in Philly, man. There's some places, man, girls be wanting to go to. Take me to Permane Brothers, okay? It's cheap, and I'm good with it. And we used to have a really popular place. They closed it down a couple of years ago. It was called the Originals, bro. You would pay like $5, and you would get, you know how you go to some place and they got like them giant lunch trays. You can just put all your food on the tray and keep it moving. You know what I mean? You get that much fries for $5, you're like, yo, stop piling them on. You know how you be seeing certain like, I know you've seen them videos where people go get fries and they just keep on piling them on. They do it like that. They got a small, medium, and large. They don't tell you how much fries they gonna get you. People go in there like, hey, let me get a medium, and the medium is like a double large, and you get a large that's like enough to feed 7 people for $5.
See, that'd be one of the
bacon and all type of shit on it if you want, man. It's kind of nuts.
Yeah, but everything. Well, I won't say everything. A lot of things are just excessive over there in the US.
Oh yeah. We all about portions, gigantic portions, man.
Well,
that's American.
Your food, your pickups, they're just everything's massive. Big is better over there.
Yeah, we're big on big.
Have you spoken to our insider about getting some tickets for March next year to go to all the rugby league over there in Vegas?
Yeah, we was talking about that, man. I was gonna check it out. Like I wonder if I'm gonna be just as confused in real life as I am watching it on TV, bro. Like, cause I wasn't like that first hockey game. When I went to watch the Penguins play, I was like, okay, this is way better live than it is watching on TV. On TV, it was just boring, but I went to see it live. I had a blast. So, hockey's weird like that. So I know you know the Pittsburgh Penguins. So like, of course, we got some crazed fans. And my son's mom, her dad is like a super Penguins fan. So he's the one who educated me on hockey, but I ain't get it at first. I just seen a bunch of dudes smacking each other on ice skates. Like, what? And then start getting in fights. Like, what is going on here? And they can't score for nothing. Like, games where it take forever to score are annoying to me. Soccer, hockey, stuff like that, where the score would be like 1-0, 2-0, 2-1. That shit's annoying to me, bro. Like, you know what I mean? So people be this excited just to rip your hair out, man. This dude got the puck. He done shook 3 defenders. He get down to the goalie. Goalie say, boop, get out of here. But like, oh, no, I ain't gonna keep having heart attacks like that. No. See, I don't like games.
Who's listening to us at the moment, Punch? I'm just saying that if there's no one listening in, I'm happy to give you a call in about 10 minutes so that you can...
There's a couple people listening.
Yeah?
Yeah, man, there's a couple people who's interested in what we got to say.
All right. Well, let's let them have it then.
Yeah, man. That's what I'm saying. I'm just sitting here bullshitting around, trying to waste some time. What else? Where was we at on the list? We skipped pound for pound. All right, so Ring Girls. Let's see if we can refresh my memory. What was the card?
I'm not sure it was about the cards. I think it's about the overall standard. I don't know. Did you end up calling it?
Now Don King, terrible. That Blair
some of the Riyadh season cards don't even have them. I don't know whether that's about a culture, culture or a religion thing.
That's a religion thing. The girls ain't allowed to be dressed scantily and
no, that's okay. I can respect that.
That's a big no.
But look, some of the DAZN ones that were on the Friday night fights that me and Slick were watching, particularly there's one I remember, Jake Paul. His card a couple of months
Jake
ago.
Paul had some, yeah. He got good taste when he pick his ring girls. So do Top Rank. Pro Box, yeah. Pro Box had some jaw droppers.
Well, I can't argue with Pro Box, so maybe that's the front runner.
That might would have been the best one for real, because all their cards was like, God damn.
Yeah, you can do without the 7-Eleven girls.
Like, so I guess we'll boil that down to Matchroom and Pro Box. So they both had some pretty nice ones. So it's like, And
What do you?
And you know, Golden Boy had a couple decent ones too, but they couldn't fuck with Pro Box or Matchroom. So I think they had the best ring girls this year for sure.
What are you thinking for robbery of the year?
Oh, B-Ball, better BF for sure.
Really? You think that was the biggest robbery? I think that was a disappointment or close. I'm not sure that was an absolute robbery once you go back and watch it.
I'm trying to think of anything that affected me the way that did, man. I'm trying to think.
Well, Fisher Allen last week, that was a definite robbery.
That was bad. That was bad. But like, I mean, in your face, blatant robbery, man. Nothing pissed me off the way that fight pissed me off, bro. The shit they pulled on Ryan Garcia could be called a robbery, but we ain't gonna say that. But like, what else do you think was a bigger robbery than that? Like, was as big of a fight? So you got all right. So when we judge a robbery, we talking about the scale of the fight, how big the fight was, or just any fight? Because in that case, there was a lot this year. But like, if you talking about how big as that was, and that was the decision, when a lot of people, the people who tried to justify better BF when and didn't do it with no gusto, and the people that was pissed off Bivol lost had steam coming out their ears. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
I remember it.
Like they wasn't definitively happy. Like they had like he won, but damn, that was close. Like, you know what I mean? Where B-ball fans like that nigga got robbed. Like,
punch check the receipts. I was going off.
Yeah, we all was
for about 30 minutes. I was going off.
I watched it and still believe B-ball did enough to win that fight, bro. Like, that's just me though. Like, a lot of people went back and watched it and said, I see how they might have gave it to him. He did take the last couple rounds off. I get it. But none of that shit was landing flush, man. And people were doing working on the first 6 rounds, man. Work. I don't think better.
Well, that 7. Was my point too.
I think he lost 1 through 7, and then from there on, he kind of picked it up. Like, that's just what I saw. Like, maybe I'm a terrible fucking judge, man, but my eyes seem, yeah, man.
Well, what your thoughts was Virgil Boachuk a robbery?
Oh shit, that might be worse. That might be worse. Yeah, that might be robbery of the year, bro. Oh yeah, dropped 2 times.
Yeah. So
yeah. Yeah, Boachuk Virgil is robbery of the year. You're right. I agree with that one totally. That shuts down the whole B-ball thing. The B-ball thing just was so big of a moment. I think that's what made everybody go crazy. But
well, you can't get knocked down twice. That means that your opponent's actually got a 10-8 round. You can't do that, and then if you haven't dominated every other round before that and after it, that you're entitled to get the decision.
Yeah.
That's just the way I look at it. I go, it doesn't make sense. Mathematically, it's not adding up to me.
It didn't add up to me either, bro. And you know what? Using that, a good example of getting knocked down twice and then getting up and dominating after that is what Joseph Parker did at Big Bang Zane. That's a good example. Because Zane put him down twice. But every time he put him down, Parker got up and started working. And then just started taking over. It was like, and then he won. And I was like, I can see how he won that. I ain't going to complain. Because most of the time you get knocked down twice, you ain't winning. But that happened twice this year. Seeing somebody get knocked down twice and win. Get away with the win. Remember, Zane dropped Parker twice.
Yeah, but think about a couple of the other things that were happening during that Virgil fight. Is they ring the bell for him to come to the middle of the round, and then they pause it for the ref to check with the judges whether it was a knockdown or not. What?
Boxing, they reverse a slip to a knockdown. That was really a knockdown though, but that was surprising that they did that. And that's still the only time this whole year that ever happened. So I don't know if that was them testing some shit out or what that was, but that goes into the weirdest things in sports this year. We had a replay.
I've got. You won't convince me otherwise about my weirdest thing, but I even think that Sky Nicholson versus Raven Chapman.
Well, I know what your weirdest thing is. Dude humping dude in the corner on the Netflix thing in front of 50 million people, humping niggas ass. Weird as fuck. Yeah, that was.
It's what else happened in that fight. He's 222 tap combinations. Tap, 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 tap. Right? And then they make us watch the humping in the corner. Then they make us watch humping in the corner on slow motion twice.
Oh, twice.
Man. We had to watch it 3 times. The first time, the first replay, and then the second replay. Why?
Because Netflix didn't know what the fuck they was doing. That was their first time doing a live-ass boxing event, and they got overwhelmed by people, so everything started fucking up. They showed that twice. We got mooned by Mike Tyson. It was just like, oh, this is starting off to be a bad fucking show so far, bro. Like it was one of them type of nights, man. But I can honestly say that during the Steelers Chiefs game, there wasn't that a problem. They got Monday Night Raw's going on right now.
They got what?
Over Monday Night Raw was on there today, so I'm thinking that's on Netflix now, and then that ain't glitch. So I don't know what it was with that fight, bro. Because I know when the first episode of Monday Night Raw, 85 million people tuned in, and it ain't glitch.
Trainer of the year? Who you got for trainer of the year?
Trainer? That's a hard one.
I got Robert Garcia. There was something in the water and
you know the El Rayo Pitbull thing? That was a big upset. But that wasn't Robert Garcia, was it? That was Jose Benavidez. He just fired him for Robert Garcia. No, Robert Garcia did train him.
Nah, he was with Garcia before the
Robert
fight.
Garcia did training for that.
Yeah,
Jose
Virgil.
Benavidez was his manager. Yeah, so Robert Garcia got a lot of big wins this year.
But Bomac did pretty well too.
Bomac got a lot of big wins this year too. Mike Keyshawn made a serious statement.
Well, there's that, and he got locked up in England.
That was funny. How you got a gun packed in your suitcase and forget? What the hell, nigga? You know what country you going to?
No, I think you're just in such a routine that you didn't stop to think that where you're going might have different laws and regulations.
Yeah, he found out real right. He found out the hard way. I would have never been moving that fast. Stop moving. He's a big guy. How you moving that fast? I said, no, check your luggage, motherfucker. I do thoroughly because I don't want to do dumb shit like that. So I did no.
Who's your troll of the year for 2024?
Oh man, Mark fucking win. For sure. Nobody got under my skin the way he did on that Tim Zoo shit. Oh, he's under my skin. That's why I rubbed it in like that. It's hard to get under my skin for real. He did it.
What about Mexican boxer?
Mexican boxer number 1 too. Fuck him. He always come in talking shit, but I roasted him so bad the last time he came in. I ain't seen him in a while.
Nah, he's all right. So my trial of the year, I don't know if you saw it or you were there. There was a drunk dude that came on Heavy Bags live.
I ain't come up on a panel that day, but I was watching. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, so he's definitely my trial.
He challenged him to a sparring match, didn't he? Yeah, out of nowhere, just for nothing. It was weird as hell. Then tried to apologize for it. Hey, you go back and find that stream, man. That was a while ago. That was like the beginning of the year. That was a minute ago. That was weird as fuck. We never seen that dude since either.
No, I think he was just having a bad day or a bad week. I
think that was just a drunk motherfucker who came across the stream and just seen Heavy's face and wanted some smoke for nothing. And said, let me go up here and tell him, man. Hell, that just tell you how funny some Americans are, bro. It's just bored, lonely, sad motherfuckers. He just got who lashed out on the internet. Oh, there's a lot of that going on. That kind of funny. The only time you see me really online is like doing this shit when I'm going to talk to you guys and bullshit about boxing. Sometimes I come on just talking cold cash shit the whole time. That's only when boxers tweet dumb shit or fucking RC pissed me off in the group chat and I come in here just to antagonize them or tank.
Yeah,
Good hours.
RC doesn't mind a debate. He enjoys it, I think. And what was I going to ask you? When did Wilder fight Zhang? Was that 2024 or 2023?
That was this year. Yeah, that was back in what was that? March or April or June, one of them. But yeah, that was this year. That's why he was mad he didn't get to fight twice this year because he was trying to get the Roach fight by December. So
if you remember, Wilder turned his back and walked away from Zhang, and Zhang just ran after him and just belted him, knocked him on his ass.
Yeah, Wilder we seen the end of Deontay Wilder before our very eyes, but let him tell you he ain't done. But dude, you should probably sit down. That Tyson Fury fight, that fight changed both of them.
Check your chat, Punch. You say his name 3 times and he appears.
RC, what up, brother? How you doing tonight, dog?
RC, make an exception before March 1st. Come up and say g'day.
In the chat, that's what's up, man. He did. That's definitely kind of making an exception, just coming in and saying what's up during a boxing conversation. You want us to switch to football, RC, so you can come up? I don't mind talking about it. Everything's pretty much clinched up now, except for my division. Ready to go. We headed into the playoffs, DJ.
Yeah, and I'm happy to learn and listen. I was talking to Rob about this in the group chat.
The RC tell you how our playoffs is different. The NFL playoffs is different from the NBA or the MLB or the NHL. We're totally different. You know why? All those different leagues, they have a series. You know what I mean? So when you make it to the playoffs in the NBA, you got a 7-game series. You make it to the playoffs in baseball, you got a 5-game series first. That's the first series anyway. Then it goes up to a 7-game series. Hockey, 7-game series. Football, 1 and done. You lose, you're out. That's why it's so hard to win a Super Bowl. That's why there's still teams in the league right now who've been in the league 40, 50 years ain't won shit. Because that shit's hard to do. You got to be locked all the way in. So, like, you know how me and RC was talking about how my team keep on losing at the end of the season? You never want to go into the playoffs losing. You know what I mean? Sometimes you'll catch fire in the playoffs, though. Those are usually the teams that win the Super Bowl. Like, the team that's looked great all the way into the end of the season, kind of like how the Kansas City Chiefs are. Those are the teams, and I ain't me taking a shot at the Chiefs because that's Nan's team, because they do look good this year. But those are the teams, and what usually happen is those are the teams that hit the wall because they've been looking so good throughout the regular seasons, and then they get in a pressure situation and a playoff situation, and then the niggas lose.
Yeah, we look at it a little bit like similar. Like you want that reality check before the playoffs or the semi-finals, whatever you want to call it. So if you've been dominant throughout the season and you run the risk of getting overconfident, is you want that reality check before, you know, the real food is on the table. So we think about it a little bit the same, because it's, you know, you can't go through a season unbeaten. You can't win the whole thing unbeaten. It's almost impossible. So the sooner you get that monkey off your back and you take that L, the better you can refocus and go out there and get ready to perform.
So, do y'all play for like is it like a cup they win at the end of the season, for the championship, or is there like a bracket formation, or is there a point system? That how rugby got a point system like soccer?
Yep.
So whoever got the most points enter the tournament. That how that works?
It's a combination, so they go against like for and against. So yes, you get 2 points for a win, 1 point for a draw, and obviously 0 for a loss. And after the regular season, where at the moment, rugby league here in Australia is 23 rounds.
Oh.
23 or 24. So at the end of that, and if there's people on equal points, then it goes off your for and against. How many you've scored, how many you've let in, all those sorts of things. And then you start what we call semi-finals. It's no different to the playoffs. But I was actually talking to Rob in the group chat.
Hold up,
And
DJ,
he's...
what is RC talking about? He say, hey, DJ, talk about this unification against Crawford. Great fight. If Canelo win, he received 154-pound Reggie, my bad, interim weight. Canelo and nobody else want that shit. What is he talking about? What you talking about, RC?
No,
what?
No. So I made a statement, right? In the group chat, if you go back and have a look, RC said, well, look, if Canelo takes the fight against Bud, will he be stripped of the belts? And I said, depending on what trickery the sanctioning bodies want to pull and how they actually promote the fight, there's no reason he would be stripped of the belts. And I used unification trumps mandatory when we're talking about Billy as an example. What RC's trying to infer.
Blue Boy got the 4th biggest boxing platform on YouTube, nigga. Gotta be doing something right.
Nine, how about you actually, RC, how about you just come up so we can have the conversation? I think you've taken it out of context. All I'm saying is...
like niggas is saying the fight happened. All he said is they in talks. That's all he said. Like, he's doing everything in his power for this fight not to happen. I don't get it. He just keeps on, like, he's like nonstop trolling. It's like, wow. Like, bro, let it go. Don't matter if the fight happened or not, bro. Why are you so against it? It's just like super against it. Like,
well,
Jesus.
If the Tank versus Roach fight gets delayed further, does that mean that RC's sabbatical?
That's how Canelo Alvarez fans is acting about this fight. They scared too. They nervous like that too. They against it too. That's all you see on Twitter. Same shit. Canelo ain't fighting him next. No, he's fighting somebody else next. Why? Why should he fight Crawford? I swear to God. I was over there on Mad Chance channel the other day and they was talking about it. And then there was a motherfucker coming up there. There was like one of his little regulars coming up there. He be glazing the shit out Canelo. And he's doing the same thing. He don't need to fight Crawford. Why should he fight Crawford? Like there's no reason. There's nothing in the game. Like,
well, actually, there is. It's called.
There ain't nothing in the game about being the best fighter in the world. There ain't nothing in the game in that. Like the person that beats Terrence Crawford gets all the credit, no matter who they are. Nigga.
There's 50 million reasons that Canelo fights Bud. Because if he fights Billy, what's that? 10 million reasons? 15 million reasons?
Probably.
Come on. Just reality. But
just a money thing, man. That's what I'm saying. That's what I say. If they end up really fighting, I'm gonna rub this shit all the way in your face, RC boy. I'm gonna rub it in so nice. And I will not be gentle, motherfucker. I swear to God, I'm dying for him. I swear to God, you better hope they never announce nothing like, oh boy, you better hope this is just talk. But I hope this is just speculation, nigga. Because if they really do sign, I'ma laugh in your fucking face.
Rob's on one today.
Laugh. That's because of all the trolling. Like, it's gonna be hilarious. He don't care who win or lose. He just want to be right. You right 99% of the time. You can't be wrong once, bro. I'm just saying. You never know, man. Money talk, bro. Money talk.
Who gave RC a wrench? I'm about to put him in timeout. My bad, the fight cancelled. You gotta stop.
Money talk, bro.
Cheeky, man. He's just cheeky.
They will give Billy's ass. Like RC likes to get me going. They will give Billy's ass like $5 million, $2 million. How much you make your last fight, Billy? Nigga, here go 3/4 of that. Get your fucking ass out the way so we can make the biggest fight of the year. Like, if Canelo Crawford was the fight, that potentially, yeah, like that could definitely easily do 1.5 million pay-per-view buys easily.
Punchy, are you calm enough to talk about Teofimo Lopez today, or
depends about the topic? As long as it is about like just don't say he's tight, man. Don't say T.O.'s like he's that guy. I'm tired of people saying that. Like, it pisses me off.
He ain't did nothing to show me. He is that guy. That's why everybody always say, "Oh, but look, Teofimo." Like Teofimo ain't did shit at 140. Stop, bro. He beat a overrated Josh Taylor. I wasn't lying. That's not me throwing shade at Josh Taylor. The dude's overrated. Is he not overrated, DJ?
Well, he might have been gifted a decision against
Anybody that
Catterall,
would have
but I
fought
think
Josh
that
Taylor was gonna take that belt, man. He would just the only thing that happened is that fucking see, here we go. He's lineal. That don't mean shit. Everybody
here
say
we
that.
go.
Like I said,
Here we
the
go.
only reason he's lineal, and the only reason he got that fucking WBO belt is because he got to him before Catterall did, nigga. Or that'd have been Catterall's lineal title. And that'd have been Catterall's WBO. Y'all wouldn't have been saying, well, Catterall's lineal. Y'all wouldn't have been saying that shit. T.O.'s trash. Trash. Don't get me started. My little one is right here next to me sleeping, man. I'm trying not to snap the fuck out. So I'm gonna ignore that statement and see DJ, you know what you're doing, bro. You know what you're doing, and I ain't trying to wild out.
I asked you a question if you were coming up to talk about it. It was Rob that actually
that's
got
RC
you going.
in the fucking chat. Like, for real. Lineal mean you wanted off Josh Taylor, nigga, and defended it against two bums. Really lost to Ortiz, and you got pushed to the distance by fucking Steve Claggett with 7 losses. That's what lineal mean. That's what it means for me when it compares to Teofimo Lopez. He's not the best at 140. I don't give a fuck what you say. Like, straight up, can't nobody convince me of that. You, 9, Heavy, GMT, none of y'all can convince me that Teofimo Lopez is the best fighter at 140. Miss me with that bullshit. Fact, are you either, DJ? Can't nobody convince me of that. Nobody. He is not the best. That's why he ain't fighting none of the champions. I'm just saying. And if he do fight Matias, like they saying, maybe he gonna fight Matias. He ain't gonna stand. He ain't gonna come forward like he did in his last 2 fights. I guarantee you, we gonna see Teofimo Lopez on his bicycle for the first time ever. I'm just saying. Am I wrong, DJ? Is Teofimo gonna stand there and slug with Sabril Matias? No.
So here's my humble opinion. Maybe not the best. That's not what I'm actually going to tell you, right? But my observations are that Theo's head actually can destroy his hands. The attitude and the mindset he's in. Because regardless of what you may or may not think of him, he has...
DJ, 1 second. Hold that thought, bro. All right. Who's the lineal champion at 147, RC? Who's the lineal champion at 147, RC? Who's the lineal champion at 135? Who's the lineal champion at 154? I know the answer to these questions. Tell me. And then you tell me if any of these niggas are the best in the division. Nobody. There's no lineal champion at 135. There's no lineal champion at 147. You sure? I think you should check. Jamel Charlo the best fighter at 154, RC? I was about to say that. Yeah, Jamel Charlo's the lineal at 154. Is he the best fighter at 154, RC? Even push your trolling to the side and come into reality. Is he the best fighter? Hell no. Fuck no. Fuck no. All right. Why ain't there no champion at 135? No lineal champion at 135. You know why? You know who's still the champion and lineal champion at 135 right now, even though that nigga moved up? Right now. Yep. Devin Haney. How you the best champion of a division you ain't even in? Don't ask me how they did that. I'm just saying, man. Like a lot of niggas get that lineal belt, they don't be the best though. They just beat the nigga who had it before him, who was possibly the best. Like, you know what I mean? But I don't think Josh Taylor was the best at 140. I don't think he beat Regis Prograis. I thought that was bullshit. That's just my opinion. A lot of people think he did win, but I don't think he won that. You know what I mean? I didn't think he beat Catterall in the first fight. A lot of people, I thought Catterall got robbed. I thought Catterall cooked and made sure in the second one. Like, that's why he fought Tio before Catterall, because remember Tio was having that little breakdown and got caught on camera saying, "Do I still got it?" So and then he really lost to your boy. I can't remember his name. What was his name, DJ? The dude that really beat Tio, but they robbed him. The hell was his name? Sandor Martin. He lost to Sandor. He really lost to Sandor Martin, and then the motherfucker got delusional, and Josh Taylor thought he was ready, and he came out there and turns into fucking outbox the shit out of overrated ass Josh Taylor, and then ain't really fought nobody credible since, man. I'm just saying, man, that's not me hating on Tio, man, but he ain't really knocked nobody out at 140. He's knocking everybody out at 135. He's still talking about the Lomachenko win, bro. Like, nigga, you do know you defended it one time and lost, right? I give him credit for defending this belt 2 times, but I've been following that motherfucker's career closely, bro. It's just that when he went on that racist ass tirade, I lost all respect, nigga. So now I got nothing but vitriol. So fuck him, man. His frog voice dad, nigga. That's how I feel. All right, DJ, my bad. I just had to answer RC's question.
No, you know how we roll.
That's how I feel about the lineal title, bro. Like, I feel as though a lot of people be running around with saying they the best, nigga, and don't be. Like, especially delusional ass Teofimo Lopez, who says he's 2-time undisputed. He says this. He walks around and believes it wholeheartedly in his heart. He's out of his fucking mind.
I'm of the opinion that a previous genuine lineal champion at a lower weight division doesn't count for shit once you move up. I think that your achievements at a lower weight division doesn't give you credibility at a new weight division. You've got to go back and just earn it all over again in some respects, if that makes sense. So what you did do or you have done,
but most fighters that become think about this though, DJ. Most fighters that become, lineal champion, usually they usually got 3 of the other belts or they undisputed, so they usually moving up when they do that anyway. Nowadays you rarely see fighters like Gervonta who stay in their same weight class, man. A lot of these niggas win all the belts and they move right up. Like, anyway, he defended his a couple times, but I think he's gonna defend it like once or twice, and then he's gonna move up again, which I don't think he should do. I think he should stay right where he is. But tell me he's gonna move up.
My point is that you're allowed to actually say that you were the best at, for example, 135, and you may have been, right? But that doesn't automatically mean that you're allowed to say that you're the best at 140. You got to go earn it. You got to go have the fights, right?
I want to. No, he defended it twice. RC. He defended it against Ortiz and he defended it against Claggett. Yeah. That was his last 3 fights: Taylor, Ortiz, then Claggett. Yeah. And then he was supposed to fight somebody else, but he didn't. He kept, all of a sudden he just started calling Crawford out of nowhere. Like, bro, what are you doing? Like, fight somebody.
Also, RC, Punch is not allowing you to call yourself King Casual anymore, as of about 2 or 3 days ago. Just so you know.
RC ain't.
What is it? Cap Casual? Is that what you're?
Casual. Yeah, he Cap Casual. RC will throw you the fuck off, all right, and then hit you with some real shit. Like, what the fuck, man? No, but RC is super credible. I was like fucking with him. This is my guy. Can't wait to hang out with him in real life. I'm definitely coming to Vegas for sure. Like, when I was in Vegas, my couple of times in Vegas, I wasn't that there for the casinos. I was there for the hizzos.
Go for the rugby league, Punch.
Bro,
go for the rugby league in March.
Hey, DJ, they got brothels in Australia? Off-topic question.
Yep.
Yeah, man. We got one state here. One. How they break up Australia? Is it like states or like boroughs? How y'all break it? Like, it's like east, west, north, and south. That's how y'all do it. It's like broke up into different places. Like, what part of Australia is Sydney in?
New South Wales. So that's a state. So we've
got. That's a state.
Yeah. So if you want the technicality, is we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 states and 2 territories. But on a map, it just looks like 7 states. Oh,
Damn.
sorry, there's Tasmania as well. So it's all broken up into states. It's in principle, it's no different to the United States, where you go from one county or one state to another.
So Australia is the size of the East Coast, pretty much, of the United States.
No,
Like where the people live. I mean, the whole country.
I think you'll find. I think if you have a bit of a look around, that Central or United States fits inside Australia
Oh shit!
as a landmass.
It's just one part of it's just barren and hot as fuck.
Yeah, shit.
Uninhabitable.
Well, it's okay. It's uninhabitable because out there we've got the most poisonous snake in the world. That's why no one's died from it, because it
snakes, bro. I'm petrified of snakes. So like that's a
man, you won't see that. Like people go looking for it. We have people.
Oh no,
come
I
from
won't even play with shit like that. So like yeah. I like if I like yeah. I'm out of there, bro. Out of there. Like I don't snakes. Yeah, that bring the bitch out of me in 5 seconds, bro. I'm terrified of them. Terrified. I could barely see them in movies, man. Like video games that fuck with me. It's like
between you don't like snakes. Slick doesn't like spiders.
Spiders. I ain't really scared of spiders. Like I could deal with that. That's cool. But snakes, I'm afraid of snakes. Spiders, no, I ain't afraid of spiders. I ain't afraid of spiders, lizards, none of that shit.
Man,
but snakes,
you've got mountain lions and bears over there, and you're worried about little shitty spiders and snakes. Are you kidding?
See, that to tell you from the goddamn like. You see, bro, we live in cities. We don't see snakes, nigga, in our backyard. Like we do see them, but they gardener snakes. They're like harmless, nigga. We don't see no fucking, something that can fuck me up, man. All right, when we see raccoons, bro, that's normally like a sign to get the fuck back. Like I don't just kick it like it's a cat, bro. Like nah, we don't do that. We see raccoon, we back up. We don't see raccoon and come forward like get out of here. No, some people do that here, but the average American, we get the fuck back when we see wildlife, bro. We don't fuck with that. At least the city slickers, man. There's a lot of country people here too that love shit like that. They just like y'all. Fuck that raccoon, kick the shit out of that fucking thing. They're just like y'all. Like, you know what I mean? But the city slickers like me, we don't fuck with that shit, bro. See raccoon in our backyard, nigga. We look for our kids. Oh, where am I gonna at? Yeah, see, we worried immediately. At least me. Like that's why I couldn't live in Florida because I got family down there and alligators were just like walking up on their lawn and shit, bro. I can't deal with stuff like that, bro. I'm good. Like my kids will never be outside. That's what like you know what I mean?
Look, to be fair, there's a lot of city slickers over here in Australia that have never
I can tell because Sydney look like a city. Like that's what I'm like.
Oh, it's a proper city, man. That fucking there's nobody.
Gold Coast, those are beautiful places.
They are for different reasons.
Like the Gold Coast, wow. That's like y'all. That's pretty much y'all. That's like y'all version of like Malibu Beach over here.
It's a little bit like Vegas crossed with California, maybe.
That's awesome.
So it's very touristy up there. Like if you were to really experience Gold Coast for all of it actually got to offer, you would come across when it's not touristy, because actually if you go inland from like just away from the coast and you go inland a bit, there's a heap of rainforests up there. I mean, Australia's got everything other than just massive ski slopes. And we do have them. Like there's big ski resorts in parts of
things about Australia that I'm dying to check out, man. Like I'm a big fan of
You can't come unless you swim. You won't even get on a plane.
You would have to show me something. I would need to see. Like if I want to try it out. I keep what's his name? Zumbo. Adrian Zumbo. I need to try that place. I'm a sweets fanatic. Like something like that guy's tape. You know who?
The chef.
Yeah, the sweet chef. I want to come. I want to go to Zumbo's.
Man, you'll come over
They
here
call
and
him
go
the
home
real
with
life
no
Willy Wonka.
teeth.
I watched this TV show, man. That dude's awesome. I need to come check it out. I would love to bring my family there.
Oh, we're going to get back on this topic again, RC. Snack.
Let me
Oh, I'm
say.
so glad that Punch didn't
Okay.
see your posts
I know
in
the
the group
whole
chat.
Victor Conti thing, man, and I don't agree with nobody in the snack program. But until somebody in the snack program tests dirty, I'm not going to say nothing about the snack program. Even though Victor Conti is the steroid king, we all know this. He's the Balco guy. Remember the whole Balco scandal, like where he exposed like all them baseball players and shit. That's him. Like you know what I mean? But he ain't really get caught for no boxers, so I ain't really too afraid about that. But I have one thing I have noticed about the snack program is that everybody that's on the snack program, other than Devin Haney, have been getting like fighters who didn't have crazy power have been getting a little bit boost in power. Who's the most recent one I've seen do that?
Isn't Bud in the snack program?
Yeah. But Bud always had power even before that existed. But I have seen a few fighters jump onto the snack program and then get a little stronger. Like like Clarissa Shields. She knocked that heavyweight out. Couldn't knock nobody out a couple weight classes below her, but put that heavyweight on her ass and made it look easy. And that's after she joined the snack program. So I'm not saying this, I'm not saying it's steroids, but it seems to be effective. And I'm not really sure what it is, like to really comment on it, on what it do. But Victor Conte behind it makes you raise an eyebrow because he got that dirty pass. So but like I said, if you got, we all know fight the people like Bud and all them is clean fighters. So like they even just because he's in the snack program don't mean that because you calling everybody in the snack program a dirty fighter, and then and some of the names in the snack program are some of the best fighters in the world. So it's hard to. I mean, he must be doing something right. And he's one of them dudes. He's on like a redemption tour, so maybe he's doing what he's doing it right. Maybe some like when you fucking with them rich ass baseball players, bro. They probably was throwing some humongous numbers at him that boxers can't afford. So I'll just
Or,
have faith.
or, or you got to ask for the special
Like,
nutrients.
yeah, bro, because I don't know, man, but I know he did jail time and all that behind that, but he also exposed a ton of baseball players, tons. So but baseball players make the most money in all sports over here. So Dave was probably throwing some crazy numbers at that dude to make some crazy shit. So but I do know, I checked. There ain't no boxers on there, so that's all I care about. If there was boxers on there, I don't think no boxer would be fucking with him. So as long as they stay not, as long as nobody in the snack program test dirty, I ain't gonna say nothing on it. I ain't gonna judge the snack program, but I will judge Victor Conti. We all know what you did, bro.
Well, there's something fishy about the process just because of the turnaround between WADA or VADA. That
I know
depending
who
on
Barry
when.
Bonds is, nigga. He was a Pittsburgh Pirate RC. I was born in the 80s, bro. Stop it. He's funny.
No, he's
He was
having
a
a go at
Pittsburgh
me
Pirate.
because
He was
I
a
didn't know.
30-30 guy before he became the home run king, nigga. I seen a Thinberry Bonds who was stealing bases, cracking home runs, doing all type of tight shit, diving in the outfield, all that shit, nigga. He wasn't just big as hell smacking home runs, but we all knew that he was going to potentially be that guy home run wise, though. We seen it early. But yeah, remember Pittsburgh Pirates drafted Barry Bonds, nigga, and he took us to the motherfucking World Series in 1990. Or was it 91? One of them. I was 10 years old. 1991, I think. But yeah, bro. I know.
Well, I see. That's what you claim about PBC, but let me ask you then: if Benavidez is with PBC, how did he actually get caught with cocaine or whatever it was in his system? He must have got tested somewhere.
That was
So
the sanctioning body testing. They test something like WBC, IBF. Them motherfuckers are testing you now, but the PBC as a brand, yeah, they're not known for testing their fighters, which is an eyebrow raiser. Know what I mean? And sometimes the state you fight in test you too. You know what I mean? Sometimes them
see,
niggas don't have no control over that. Like,
some of our elite rugby league players, like the biggest of the bigger, they'll have people knocking on their door at 2 a.m. in the morning for a random test.
Yeah, hell yeah. Like the way that's why nobody don't like VADA testing, because VADA testing show up at your crib like NFL. NFL's testing is like that too. Like, you know what I mean? And Olympic testing is like that. They show up to your house and they follow you all over your crib until you piss. And they be standing right there watching like a probation
Other
officer.
other than box and punch, do you watch much of the Olympics and follow it?
Oh yeah, of course. Big fan. I love
So
them bug. I love them
who's
bug fan Olympic documentaries, bro. I always watch those after the Olympics, bro. You know what I'm talking about? I love those.
so who do you think is the greatest ever, in your opinion,
And what sport?
American Olympian?
Come on, man. Why you gonna ask me that question? You know the answer. Michael Phelps, bro.
Yeah, nice.
I watched him in every Olympics.
And I'm here to
Beginning
tell
all
you
the way
that it's
to, like, I watched him from the beginning of his greatness when he was like a 16-year-old kid out there tearing everything up. You already knew he was gonna be. But I seen Carl Lewis, man. I've been watching the Olympics since then. I seen Michael Johnson come out in the gold shoes, bro. I watched all that.
yeah, but Carl Lewis is very suspect to actually be doping as well. Didn't he actually get done
No,
for it?
that was Ben Johnson.
Ben
That was
Johnson did, yeah.
that wasn't Carl Lewis. He blew Carl Lewis away, blew him away in 100 meters. Nobody ever did that to Carl Lewis. You know what I mean? Then he outran a horse, and that's when they steroid tested him. Found out that dude was doping the whole time. Yeah, that was a Canadian guy. Carl Lewis never tested positive, never juiced. He was just naturally gifted like that.
And what about that? What's her name? Ledecky, the
Now we
female
have
swimmer.
her. Now, which great Olympian did end up juicing, who won like 5 gold medals? It's Marion Jones. He was a big disappointment for us.
That's what started the whole snack conversation with me and
That's what's
RC
the whole
yesterday.
Falco. He exposed a lot of track and field athletes and a lot of baseball players.
Tell me Florence Griffith Joyner wasn't on something. She was built like a man. Come
No,
on.
you mean no? She was just naturally gifted like that, bro.
Oh, you can't be built like that as a
She
female.
was, man. She was just not fair. Gail Devers was like that too. Some of them girls were just bulky and fast and built to run, man. Like, you know, like yeah, but like there ain't really been no freaking natures like that since though. But then there was a lot of cool swimmers. We had a lot of but the greatest Olympian, yeah. But I was more excited for the track and field shit because I ran track and field in high school. So I was excited for that, and I was excited for the swimming. So Michael Phelps and Usain Bolt is probably the 2 greatest Olympians I ever seen.
Well, Phelps has got like 21 gold.
Yeah,
And
he got 21, and Usain Bolt got 9.
Well, the thing is that Usain Bolt had one discipline, which was sprinting. Phelps had butterfly, backstroke, breaststroke.
Breaststroke was his best one.
And freestyle. Like he had like 4 disciplines that no one could beat him in. So that's where I differentiate. It's not so much the difference between 21 and 9 gold.
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah. But he could do. Remember he won what 9, 8 in one event and one Olympics. He won the most in one Olympics. He won like 8 in one Olympics, didn't he? Yeah. He won like 7 events and 2 relays.
I can't see. Well, if it goes long enough, man, he's
one Olympics. That dude was like it was unreal how tight he was.
He's a freak, and good luck to him too.
It is in America, right? When it comes to the Olympics, a lot of great Olympians like him end up like super stressed out after the Olympics, bro, because they be at the top of the world on the Olympics. All right, well, after about a month later, they become total nobodies in America. They can walk down the street and nobody say nothing to them. Swear to God.
So where are they ranking someone like Simone Biles as great Olympians?
She ain't even in the top, like a total Olympian or a gymnast.
No, let's just call him an athlete or an Olympian.
Oh no, it's like as far as that, like you got Dominique Dawes, Shannon Miller, Mary Lou. You know what I mean? There was way too many way better female athletes than her. Jackie Joyner Kersey, Gail Devers. I'm trying to think. There was a lot of them. What was that one that kept winning that triathlon thing every year after year? She was tight too. And then you had the American. You had that one girl. What the hell was her name? I can't remember her name. We had a few, but she definitely Simone Biles was more of a like. She was more like she'll be more known for quitting the Olympics that one year, like than what she achieved in it, bro. Remember when she did that?
Really? Wasn't that a mental health thing?
Yeah, that's a convenient ass excuse.
Oh, that's harsh.
This is how we looked at that. We looked at that like, man, get your then go home.
That's harsh.
The Olympics is hard for everybody. Goddamn, you ain't special. That's what that was. Oh, I'm so special. My mental health. They all going through shit. It's all stressful for everybody. You're at the fucking Olympics. The whole world's watching you. Like, of course it's stressful. Of course it's mental stress. What makes you so special? And why'd you make such a fucking big deal about it? You know, the whiny ass. Take your ass home. Yeah, that's how we looked at that, bro. Y'all too sentimental over there in Australia, nigga. That's quitting. You quit on our country. That's how we looked at that. I know you might hear something. What's that word? Misogyny coming through on there, but I don't mean it to. But that's how we looked at it.
It's not sentimental at all. Like, we're not that soft about it.
Like, man, your ass quit on us, man. She was our hope that year. Like, how you gonna quit on us like that? Mental health from what? Being favored? Being everybody respecting you to win gold? That's why you mentally fucked up because you know you about to fold out here on this balance beam, about to fall off. What the hell's going on here? You ain't practiced. You hurt something. There ain't no injuries, nothing. You just get mental. Man, get the fuck out of here with that shit. I remember Ryan Garcia did that shit. I pulled on this fight because of mental reason. Now you're pulling out of this fight because you're still going crazy. So clearly, your shrink was the worst shrink ever, or you was just capping because you was on some type of drug and you needed to fucking pull out because you ain't cycle out. Something was going on. I said that to him about a couple of times. That's why when the Devin Haney shit, I said I had my suspicions about Ryan Garcia years ago. But then when I seen it was that little bit amount, I said, oh, they just rubbed some shit on him or tainted some shit on him real quick. That was too little. But like I had suspicions about Ryan Garcia. Like if they would have caught a massive amount of that Austrian shit, I'd be like, oh, I knew that about him. Fuck. Like I wanted to see him cooking, but then when there's that little amount, I'm like, oh, I gotta defend him on this one. But yeah, before that, nigga, I made a couple videos saying Ryan looked like getting way too big, way too fast. That was just me though. At first, like remember the pictures of him before he was about to fight Tank? Remember how big he was? Go back and look at those pictures he was putting up on the internet before he fought Tank. He looked like a fucking mountain. Like what the hell's going on?
No, and it's funny that you actually bring Devin up because I've seen a couple of things just lately, the last couple of days, that they're resurfacing about Devin taking.
I know, that's what I said,
PEDs.
man. I said most of everybody except Devin. I said I made that real clear, except Haney. Like usually join snack and end up they getting a little bit more powerful, but it ain't working for Devin's ass because he ain't punching shit. He ain't knocking nobody out.
That's why he can't go to 147 and compete, right? Like they, as much as he's skillful.
I mean, he had power at 135 for real. Like only dudes he knocked out was like stone cold bums. Soon as the competition went up to contender level, he ain't knocked none of them niggas out. That was straight back foot roast sessions. Like there wasn't none of that standing there trying to knock you out. He ain't do none of that. After right when he got in there with Linares, he was trying to knock out Gamboa, but remember Gamboa was washed up. Everybody was trying to knock his ass out at that time. But when he tried that shit with our ass, he got wobbled and he ain't do that shit with nobody else.
On two levels, it's his own fault, but on another level, it's a shame. I actually think that Devin's done.
I don't think like physically he's done, but I think mentally it fucked him up a little bit because you see how he reacted. But I think the lawsuit shit that might have professionally fucked him over. Like I don't think nobody want to do business with you, bro. If you're gonna sue a nigga for battery, yes, like
I can see him getting ignored and blackballed and all sorts of things.
Yeah, I think he might and he ain't got no like deal with no promotional companies. One of them dudes who like sign a 1-2 fight deal and then fight them couple fights and be out. So there ain't nobody got no obligation to you, bro. Like so. That's why I said you better hope you win this lawsuit because if you lose it, bro, I don't think nobody gonna want to do no business with you. And if it is somebody, it's gonna be a nigga like Don King Promotions, nigga. Remember I said that. And where Adrian Broner and Bill Cobbs is because no other promoter want to work with their asses.
Is Don King still alive?
Yeah, the old motherfucker's still alive.
What are you
still kicking at like 90?
Jesus
Him and Bob
Christ.
Earl, man, I think they trying to outlive each other. I think that's like a competition they got on, like a silent competition. Which one of us is gonna live the longest? Y'all both old as fuck, relics of the sport. Should both fucking retire and just spend y'all millions chilling. They still trying to promote and shit. Both these old motherfuckers. Like, pass it on, man. Jesus, I'm both in y'all 90s. You know what I mean? Sometimes you want to sit back and enjoy your money. Goddamn, you don't got much life left. Shit, you have to literally at the end of the rope. You still want to promote, but then you got them guys that be in stuff like this for so long. It's literally what's keeping them alive. So I get it. Like, I think it's one of them situations where if either one of them guys stopped promoting, they would probably die like a month or two later. Like, you know what I'm talking about? Like, for instance, we had like a super famous football coach here in Pittsburgh. His name was Joe Paterno. Extremely famous. Like, until this crazy scandal happened with his defensive coordinator. And he took a lot of the blame for this shit too. Didn't do nothing but took a lot of the blame. And they fired him, vacated some of his wins. He had a big statue out in front of Penn State, tore that down. That nigga died 3 months after that. Like, yeah, that sport was keeping him alive. And he coached. I'm talking about he coached the Penn State Nittany Lions for 47 years, and that's how his tenure ended. You know what I mean? So I think some of these old guys be in these same positions in these sports like this for that many years. I think it literally keeps them alive, gives them a reason to live, man.
Punch.
I think that's when you reach a certain age, you know.
I'm just getting comfortable because you're about to go scorched earth once you read the comments.
No, that's what I was saying. Look, that's who you look. Let me look, man. Listen, Plant goes to snack. All right, gets that ill ass knockout on Darrell. Gets beat the fuck up by Benavidez and then beats the fuck out of McCumbee. Man, did two out of 3 knockouts as soon as he joined with the snack program. Clarissa Shields joins the snack program, moves up 2 weight classes to heavyweight, knocks that bitch out in 2 rounds. She had 5 knockouts going into that fight. Made it look real easy. I ain't say everybody in there got blitzing power. I said they power is going up once they join it, and it's noticeable. That's what I said. You making my point for me, dog. But you're right. You're right. But that's what I said. Like that's the positive things I see coming from the snack program. Right? And I said until I see somebody test dirty because of the snack program, I ain't gonna judge it. I'm gonna judge the fuck out of Victor Conti though, because we all know that he's the steroid king. At least baseball and track wise. But he ain't fuck with these boxers yet, so. And I said, to get a nigga like Terrence Crawford on your team, you got to be doing something clean. You can't be dirty. So, yeah, well, I ain't going to, put no dirt on the snack program. But Victor Conti, yeah, I don't trust him.
Who was Ryan Garcia's nutritionist?
I don't know. It wasn't Victor Conti, though. He just tweeted yesterday something to Ryan Garcia. He's still talking about that shit. Like now,
I can't fucking believe this is still going on. When was that fight? Like June?
It was April. It was that was one of my favorite times of the year. That was 420, my nigga. You know what 420 is in America? It should be that in Australia too. National Weed Smoking Day. Every stoner loved that day. So you know that was the best treat I could have got for one of my favorite holidays. Was watching Haney get cooked like that. And that's in my memory forever. I don't care they took that one away. You got your ass whoop, nigga. And every fighter he fight gonna remind him of that. That's what I'm waiting to see. That's what you said. You think he's done, think he's gonna retire. I hope he don't retire because I want to see the next press conference. Because the next fighter is gonna definitely throw that in his face. Ryan Garcia, whooped your ass. I don't care what you say. I can't wait to see his face.
Think about this though, Punch. If Devin Haney actually wins the lawsuit against Ryan Garcia for battery,
I'm gonna go insane.
No. Well, yeah, me too. I'm gonna fucking lose my fucking mind. But think about the damage that does to Devin Haney's brand going forward if he wants further fights. How can you put your fighter in the ring with Devin Haney, beat the fuck out of him, and not worry about a battery charge? That's bullshit.
Yeah, I would think about if I was a fighter and I seen somebody win something like that, I wouldn't want to do no business with them. Like I don't want to fight that dude, bro. Like that's some soft ass shit, bro. No, he's You're not
No,
taking. You're not suing me for whooping your ass, nigga. When you signed on for this ass whooping, that makes no sense to me. None.
either that or
You
I'm gonna
can't
stop
sign on to
punching you. I'm
say
gonna
you
stop
gonna kill
punching you in the mouth, and I'm just gonna
like.
keep hitting you with nut
Yeah, like
shots.
hold up. So like, it gotta make sense, DJ. So you signed on to fight me, said you was gonna kill me in the ring, and then I beat your motherfucking ass, and then you cried foul. Didn't shut
Yeah,
up and just let the test everything. If Devin Haney wouldn't have said nothing, and all this shit would have happened, nobody would have been mad at him. But the fact that him and his dad whined so much, and the fact that they're still whining,
let me
they
let me
deserve
tell you,
controversy.
in this day and age of fucking soft ass fucking suing fucking
Like he just went
bullshit
online. The dad just did an interview
is
the other day lying. Like, every time Bill Haney do an interview, he lying. It's like that's the problem. Like you went on there talking about nigga Tank fired Kenny and he fired both of his trainers. Then we see Tank with him right after that. Right after he did that, we see him with him like, bro, what? Turned out
punchy.
he was on vacation the whole time. Then you seen Bill Haney say he said Devin Haney won 8 rounds of the Ryan Garcia fight.
Oh, what
What
fucking
fight
fight
were
was he?
you watching, bro?
Yeah,
This dude interviewing him.
and
He was looking
and
at him like, bro,
you silly looking idiot.
like, come
You
on,
were
man.
part of the team that could have thrown in the white towel to stop him from being
You could have
battered.
saved your son. You let him get his ass whooped for them 12
Yeah,
rounds. You could have threw the
exactly.
towel in.
But Punch, you got it all wrong, mate. You need to reach out to Bill because he's looking for friends on YouTube. Call him up, get him on, have an interview. He'll take you to dinner and look after you.
And that, yeah, see, I don't think he would want to talk to me. My questions would be very raw. I don't think I would be a good interviewer, man. I don't know how to be like unbiased about certain stuff. I won't ask real questions like, bro, like, why did your son say that after the fight? I would say that. See, I would ask him that. Like, why did his son say Ryan Garcia is gonna test positive for steroids? Like, why y'all was still in the locker room after the fight? How did he know that? That's the first question I'd ask him.
Well, the other thing is that understand that he actually didn't get suspended for doping. He got suspended for pleading guilty for not declaring it or volunteering it. So
And there's that sketchy shit, and then you got the
there's
trainer, his best friend was there.
something off there.
It's like a lot of shit that just make you raise the eyebrow or make you think Ryan Garcia got tainted, bro. I don't like Ryan Garcia the person. The fighter's okay, but that was sketchy to me, and I'm just keeping it real on that. Like I don't like you know what I mean, it was just one of them situations that it wasn't clear cut, man. It seemed like there was some foul play going on. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, look, there's something that doesn't make sense there, but the reality is you tell me that was in April. Why the fucking hell are we still talking
I
about
don't
it?
know, bro. Like I let it go or fight to do it again. Those seem to be the only options, but they're taking it so far. I don't think they're gonna be able to get this. I don't think he's gonna entertain nothing.
Man, I'm not fighting him again. If I'm bringing in
And with them, yeah,
400,000 viewers to your 100,000 viewers, go to hell. I'm not going to give you another bag.
yeah,
Get
I would do that.
fucked.
Yeah,
I'm not having it, particularly if you're taking me to court. You can go to hell and I'll live rent-free in your brain forever.
yeah, I wouldn't fuck with it. I would just sit back and just fuck with him for the rest of his life. Rest of my career, I just take shots at his ass, but I would never fight him again. That would no. That would be it for
And
me.
I've got a different question for you. Why does it feel like we don't see many, if any, of the really, really low weight classes in boxing? Like the
What you mean, like the
110
pounders, 112 pounders and shit, them little guys?
Yeah.
Because most of the fights be like just long ass chess matches. You don't see many monster anyways. That's why he got so popular. You don't see many Manny Pacquiao's. That's why he got so popular. You don't see those down there with them little guys too often. They be exciting fights sometimes. Those sit there be like nice little slugfest and shit. But you don't get many just wall knockout orders like that. So that's why those guys down there got so popular, and most of them little dudes don't. But then again, you got them dudes like, remember a couple years back, I talked about this a couple like last week. Chocolatito was number 1 pound for pound. He's a little guy. You know what I mean? So like, because he was knocking everybody fuck out.
So is that
that's why you don't really see them too much, because a lot of their fights usually be kind of boring. Be
Is
honest.
Bam 114 or 118? But do you go?
118, I think he's right. I think he's under. He's like a weight class underneath him in a way.
2 maybe. So Rob might be right in the chat there. But do you,
Bam
what's your
114.
thought?
All right, 114.
Where do you rate him? Because
He's knocking everything out down there. Like we're gonna have to see how the power translate. They don't usually stay down there in them little weight classes like that too long. We'll see what it look like when they get up there. You know what I mean, with the big boys. You know what I mean? But
he
had
looks like
114,
a
weight classes away from anyway.
machine.
Yeah, if he had 114 though, he 3 weight classes away from anyway. So like I don't know we'll ever get that fight. He closer to Shoo than he is to Bam.
Or is it a Chocolatito fight that he gets next?
Chocolatito's up there at 122, no 126. So, or is he at 120?
Oh, okay.
I think chocolate. Or see, what ain't Chocolatito at 126? Yeah, I think Bam gonna go right up to 18. Yeah, Bam moving up to 118. That makes sense. Go up to the 118, and you can jump right to 22 to fight anyway. That makes sense. Is he ready
Well,
for that
after
power though? Like you gotta see how that power translates. That's what I look at with niggas like Bam that be knocking everybody out in them little weight classes. Can you keep doing that? That's how them little guys get big. You know what I mean? That was the thing about Gary Russell. He'll beat your ass up for 12 rounds, but nigga, he is boring. He ain't knocking out nothing. Like, you know what I mean? To me, like he could box his ass off, but that shit boring, bro. In my opinion, I don't like that style of fighting. But his old, but Gary Antoine was knocking niggas out. I like that. But he also he got the same sharpness as Gary Russell, but he got power behind it. If Gary Russell had power, he'd be a fucking star. But he got that whoop your ass over 12 round style. Sometimes that shit boring, bro. You know what I mean? That's why everybody be wilding out on Shakur.
Hey, listen, is this Clarissa Shield fight in 30 odd days, 2nd of February or whatever it is that going to be worth watching? Is she just going to actually wash this?
Well, you know what, man? I watched all her fights, and her fight seemed to go up. Like whenever she fight, bro, when you streamed on her fights, it'd be like that Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight, bro. Everybody tune in. She's popular. I don't know if there's people tuning in to see her lose or people tuning in to see her win. But remember when we streamed her fight on Slick Stream, 167 people. To this day, we ain't had that many people on one of our streams, but there was 176 people in it that day. Remember?
Yeah, I don't think it was about her fight though. I think it was about the card, because the card was interesting.
I don't know. That's the first time I ever seen it. Like I know every time I ain't ever called one of her fights. You know what I mean? But I definitely called one of Amanda Serrano's, and it was like that. So I don't know what it be like, what it is with them women. Some of them women are extremely popular. It was like that when I did it. I was watching. I didn't call it, but I was watching the Ebony Bridges fight, and there was like a lot of people. There was like 20, 30 people on my chat just because she's looked good in the motherfucker. I don't think she's the best boxer, but she's so sexy is that it don't matter. She falls into that category.
And do you see anything exciting happening with 147 in 2025? That just seems like it's
I know if Barrios fight any of the champions, he gonna lose. Stan Leonis got a chance against Boots and Norman Jr., but I don't think he could beat him. Best fight in there is 147. Best fight at 147 is Boots versus Norman Jr. But I think Stan Leonis, Boots, or Norman could beat Barrios. He's the weakest link out of them niggas, to me. But I think we'll get to see at least one of these pair of champions clash in 2025. I don't know who it's gonna be. I don't know if it's gonna be Barrios and Boots and Norman Barrios and Stan Leonis. I don't know who it's gonna be, but I know somebody gonna fight somebody in 2025.
Well, I'd have to say it's probably Barrios and Stanionis.
I think
that.
After all the flack,
let's keep it in house, PBC.
All right, like I won't be surprised if we finally do get the Boots Norman Jr. fight, man, because they talking cold cash shit to each other. I think this fight about to happen. It's getting real, so we'll see. The dad is standing on their necks. They ain't really used to that. You know what I mean? You could tell that Bruce Camp ain't used to that. Not used to that. Somebody just talking shit like that. Talking shit. They're not used to that. So, like, I think this fight gonna happen. You know, they kind of humble with it. Like, they ain't really loud like that. Brian Norman Sr. is on their neck.
Yeah, but is Bob going to actually shelve them because they went into negotiations without him?
I mean, I don't know. Like, maybe
That's not really something
that's,
you should
maybe
do
that's
to.
what stopped it. You know what I mean? But what I do know is that now that they all over there on the zone, they got a better chance of this fight happening. I think that might have been what stopped it in the first place. Not having Bob there and then waiting for them to join in with the zone. I think all the behind the scenes shit is starting to come to light now concerning that situation. In my opinion, that's just me speculating. You know what I mean? But I think that has something to do with it.
All right, so give me your opinion of where PBC is at the end of 2025.
Competing heavy with the zone, like trying to prove that they still nigga the top dog. You know what I mean? I think a lot of the fighters they got gonna get a lot of fights this year. You know what I mean? I think they caught a lot of scrutiny for only putting on 4 or 5 fights this year. You know what I mean? I think that was just to show Amazon that they could make a profit. I think that's all that was about. I think Amazon gonna put a little bit of money behind them this year coming up. Probably Amazon and Netflix gonna put some money behind PPC, and we're gonna get much more fights from them. They're gonna try to compete with they gonna try to compete with the zone and all that and all that. They definitely gonna try.
So if I give you a theory, no more Canelo, say he retires, and after the Bud fight, if that happens, right? Tank's retiring. Where's PBC's top dog after that?
Benavidez and Spence. They don't got nobody else. Andy shit. They don't got nobody else. They don't got like a young prospect like an Andy Cruz or something like that over there, or like a Keyshawn Davis. They don't got nobody. Oh, they got Carmel Moulton over there. They got him. I mean, we'll see what he turned out to be. Like he might be something big. Like, he's touted as the next big thing, so we'll see. But as far as like cash cows, Spence is still got a massive following. Even though a lot of them hated on him after that Crawford fight, I still don't understand that. And the Vidal's got a massive following. I don't think they ever gonna let him go. And Camaro Moulton got potential, so I think those are the ones they probably gonna put their money behind. I wouldn't you?
Well, would Camel be contracted to? Would Camel be contracted to Mayweather?
Oh, and they got the Charlos. You know what I mean? So the Charlos are still the Charlo. One. I like Jamal.
How old are they?
Like,
how old are the Charlos now?
They 32, 33. One of them. They up there. They ain't Canelo. I think they 32. I think I think they 32. But like Jamal been training his ass off. He look like he finally focused again, and he's the better Charlo. I'm very interested to see what he look like in his next fight. And Jamal, I ain't seen him in 2 years. What the fuck he doing? Like you said, we all seen a little post he put up, but show us a post you training, motherfucker. Until then, I don't give a fuck about him.
I'm hearing Maul's coming back at 168, not 160.
Yeah, I heard he should have been moved up though a long time ago. He's due. Like I said, his name began thrown out for Canelo too, and Billy's name began thrown out. And Billy's a mandatory, so I won't be surprised if it's in Billy. You know what I mean? So I'll be extremely excited if it's Crawford. But I won't be surprised.
Well, you can see how they could easily promote Canelo versus Charlo. You know, twin brother.
Yeah, I won't be surprised if we beat up both twins, man. You know? But I think Jamal got way more of a chance than Jamel did. And he's not going to run. He's definitely not going to run. He was always the better one. That's why he's still undefeated. Only reason he don't got no belts because they stripped him because he got in that car crash and ran. Remember?
Yeah.
Hit somebody and jumped out and dipped.
Which one beat up the transgender? Or
Jamel. Yeah, that was him. That's a man. Can't get mad at him. Okay.
Well, I'm going to be interested to see what happens over here in Australia over the next 12 months with DAZN buying
Well, yeah, I got
Foxtel.
Goodman. He's still getting the anyway fight. He ain't lose it, even though he got hurt. They just pushed it back. You know what I mean? You got Opatai in January coming up, fighting on the Gold Coast. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got who else I got coming up? You got Tim Zoo's definitely gonna fight next year for sure. He's gonna bounce back.
Yeah, I'm not sure that he actually comes back.
Feed Timmy a couple tomato cans, get his confidence back. He'll be fine. Just don't rush him to the top like that no more. He shouldn't have
Well,
got a title fight after the Fundora fight. He should have got, because you can see when we seen in the first 5 minutes that his mind wasn't mentally there when he grabbed his head immediately. Bro, you still focused on that, bro? You sure you shouldn't even be in this ring? That was a serious red flag to me, DJ. You know what I mean? If you notice that as soon as he started grabbing his head, he lost focus in that fight. And
yeah, look, there's nothing
he
hidden
needed a
in that
couple.
fight.
If
He
they would have
just
fed him some tomato cans before that Moritalia fight, I guarantee you he probably would have been. It might not have won. He might have still got knocked out, but it wouldn't have been in 3 rounds, bro.
Well, I'm not sure that 2025 might not be the year that accelerates Tim going to 160 so that both brothers aren't competing in the same division.
I mean,
I think
60 is wide open and fresh, so that would be a good rebound place for him.
It's just a case of whether he can compete.
I'm gonna keep my eye on Nikita too. I like Nikita, so I'm gonna keep my eye on him too.
Yeah, and look, he'll come back. What's he coming back off? Hand surgery and those sorts of things. But I think this might force Tim to go to 160 so that they're not, with Tim coming back down the rankings, you got 2 brothers in the same division that aren't going to fight each other.
Yeah, they gonna fight each other. You know what I mean? Y'all also got y'all got Bumbosa who just signed a fresh deal, so he gonna get some fights.
Yeah, I think that's Eddie more just commercially.
Who do you think the first person he gonna feed him to? He keep calling out Shakur Stevenson for some reason. What's wrong with him? Then he called out Hitchens too. Like, bro.
No, I think they'll give.
Hitchinson is another Devin Haney, bro. Why would you even get in a ring with him? We're gonna do the same shit to you.
Look,
he's definitely another Devin Haney. Well, I don't know why he keep trying to fight these good ass boxers. Lomachenko, great boxer. Maxie Hughes, great boxer. Like, what are you doing? Devin Haney, great boxer. Like, get in there with a slugger. You seem to want to slug, bro. Why keep trying to fight these good ass boxers?
I think it's less about George making his own decisions, but more about Eddie positioning himself for what everywhere I look and I see that Eddie wanting to make a big splash with the Australian boxing market. Like, he can put a Jai Opetaia, a Sky Nicholson, Cambosis, all on the one card.
And women boxers, man, you know he's trying to put Aussie on the map. You know Sky be like, nigga, put Australia on the map. What's up? Better do something. I'll leave your ass. She's like, all right, baby, I got you.
Yeah,
his unofficial mistress.
Sky's whinging a bitch and that she can't get a Katie Taylor or Serrano, and
you don't want them, man. You better stop it, man. See, that's rushing to the top. That is rushing to the top, man. Don't do that. Like, those are seasoned champions. Like, you do not want to stand. She can't take Serrano's power, and she ain't gonna be able to take the slickness of Katie Taylor. She better stop that.
Well, she's got to take the headbutts off Katie too.
Like, that was Katie's Amanda Serrano game plan. You've never seen Katie Taylor headbutt nobody like that. That's a first. I went back and checked. I had to. I said, let me look at Katie Taylor's last 5 fights. Let's see if she was headbutting like that. Chantel Cameron beat her. She ain't come out headbutting her like that. Like, that was Amanda Serrano tactic. That was purely for her. I swear to God. Like, think about it. Have you ever seen Taylor headbutting like that before? Ever? Hell no. She usually just outbox you. Serrano's power was too much. But Serrano come forward with her head. So Taylor started coming forward too. She didn't do that in the first fight. Clash. My head's harder than yours.
My gut feel is that between the zone,
that was a game plan.
Well,
that definitely wasn't accidental.
No, but if you go back and actually have a look at it, once the cut over Amanda's eye ended up happening, like, because she was leading with her head on the same side as the cut, and I
Mm-hmm.
think she was just trying to take advantage of it, which
And she
it's
put
up
her
to
glove in it a few times.
yeah. So
It's
why not?
dirty out
Yeah,
there.
well, or it's ruthless, right?
I like it, bro. Listen, if you could get away with it, do it. But they do it all day in every sport. Dirty shit happen.
Well,
Like
it's up to the ref to determine
the
whether
ref
it's
got
fair or
tired of
not.
it, but he got tired of it late. Like we all said that, like, you gonna take a point, ref? Like, come on, man. Now we all notice this shit's blatant. Now, come on. The ref finally did it. Like, oh, he took a point. Cool. I didn't think he was gonna do it. I really didn't think he was. I think he was gonna keep letting her headbutt him. Because that happened with Holyfield and Tyson. He kept headbutting him, man. Ref ain't say shit. I was like, yo, I was making me so mad. That was another time where I threw my remote. That's why I don't get as invested in boxing no more. That Holyfield Tyson fight and that Tarver Roy Jones Jr. Those humble me. That's when I stopped going crazy hard for fighters. Like I go
Well,
hard for Crawford, but not like I used to. No. I won't do that again because if they get humbled, I'm gonna look stupid.
nah,
Real
look, you're
stupid.
allowed to be a fan without being an
Yeah, I mean,
expert.
I'm talking about over a fan, like overly a fan, unbeatable. This nigga's unbeatable. Can nobody beat him? Like, yeah, then they lose. That's hard, man.
Well, it's hard in today's environment because you see too many fights that look suspect, right?
Man,
Between judges and who's on the take and those sorts of things. So it's pretty hard. That's why I would never bet on boxing, right? Like, is you just anything can happen. It could be just one legitimate punch, right? But it also could be that the result was already determined before they got in the ring.
true. That's why sometimes you can't let it go to the scorecards, man. Gotta get that dude out of there because you might get robbed, and that's another stupid ass thing about boxing. But that's why you seeing they introducing AI judges, which can be positive, but at the same time, it's human controlled, which is sketchy. So it's like another eyebrow raising thing. So, but we'll see how this shit works out. What time is it? How long I've been on here? Yeah, and that's 3 hours for me, DJ. I'm about to get up out of here, bro. This was a great conversation, man. I appreciate you
I
coming.
know, but think about the other thing you saw in 2024 that I picked up was that you almost needed to lose a fight to get a title shot. How many divisions did a loser get a title shot in 2024?
Bro, nobody more than Robinson can say, Al. 3 straight title shots, 1 win. And then he lost the first defense again in the rematch. Didn't even
Tim
deserve that.
Tszyu, Errol Spence,
Spence
like you
got
just
one. Zoo got lost the title shot after a loss. Who else?
Fondora got one after getting beaten up by,
Lost.
knocked out
He
by
was a late
Mendoza.
placement though. He was just lucky, like, for real. And again, I'm gonna say like you won Fondora, but only because of that elbow. You don't elbow him, man. The outcome could have been very different. He was
Yeah,
landing
but that's okay. But the fight before that, he got knocked out cold by Mendoza.
knocked out clean by Mendoza, who was a journeyman. So yeah, that ain't look good.
Righto. Well, go and settle in, Punch, and I'll work on my list for tomorrow or the next day.
Yeah, we're gonna go over the whole pound for pound list tomorrow. This is gonna be interesting. It might be just both of us because it's New Year's Eve, man. And everybody gonna be getting drunk, but I'm gonna be on here about
No, I
8:30.
think Slick's on the lookout too. And
They might
anyway,
jump on like a little bit around New Year's or for a little bit or like after New Year's. You know what I mean? But I don't think nobody going. But maybe earlier. I don't know. Everybody kind of hits their parties and shit around 10:30. I'm done around 10:30 or 11. I don't really do shit.
some people don't get excited. Once you get older, some people don't get excited about another year. You've seen 40 of them, so
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of on that. Like, I'm gonna fuck around, but not too much. So don't worry, I won't be pissy drunk, but I'll probably be buzzing a little something.
your channel, your rules, mate. All right,
Might be pissy drunk. Who knows? It's fucking New Year's, man.
absolutely. Right,
All
mate.
right, man.
I'll
But
catch
happy
you.
New Year, man. You have a great night, bro. Enjoy yourself,
You too.
and I'll talk to you tomorrow, man. Thanks for coming
All right.
on.
Bye.
And yeah, man, that's the homie DJ straight from down under, man. It's always fun when he come on and talk boxing and all type of other crazy shit, man. He educated me in boxing, in rugby and shit, man. So yeah, that's my homie, man. Shout out to you. And shout out to everybody who took their time out to check me out. 913 RC, my guys. You know what I mean? I rock with y'all. I'm out. Peace.